Brother Marines. We have returned again today on this day. Today. It's Friday. Thank Azura, it's Fridas. Or Fridas. Freidas? Fredos? Whatever it is, it's today, that's today. Hello. I'm me, you're you. I think that's still gone unchanged. Here we are. It's been a while since we've had a hobby stream, so it's time to bring it back. It's Throwback Friday. That's right. We're gonna make our own path and do it our own way. It doesn't have to be on a Thursday. And in fact, you know, like other streamers and stuff, I don't have to have a microphone in front of me. I could have a camera with a light on it and be like, hey, I have my mouth behind the camera, but I guess there's technically a microphone on it, but it's not picking up my voice. Doesn't this just look like I'm one of those other channels that has the microphone in front of them and goes, I'm gonna speak into the mic, buzz, 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 right into your ear, Brother Marines. Okay, Brother Marines, Brother Marines, Brother Marines. So, without further ado, well, there's going to be, hopefully, a lot of getting it done. Because this is a big boy, okay? This is Thunderhawk. The Thunderhawk gunship. This is very big. It is a very big model. It is very, very big. You know, like, where I would be perhaps live streaming and someone else might be live streaming behind me and I might be going, look, he's a big boy, right? He's a very big, right? Like, this is the true to scale camera, right? It kind of like that, except for it's Thunderhawk instead of. So, Brother Marines, we're here. Let's do it. So, what do we normally do? I know what we normally do. Yeah. Oblivion. Wait a minute. Could I have Oblivion like running in the corner right here? And then it's showing him running, and he's training mysticism. Wow, I could train my mysticism while building the Thunderhawk. Do I want to do that though? I don't know. So, Brother Marines, what do we have on the table here today? Well, we've got. Let's go over here. Got lots of pieces. I hope this looks better. Because now that I have this all in 1080p, hopefully this actually doesn't look like shit. I hope you can actually see the pieces, unlike where before it didn't seem to want to show them if I was like painting a model, right? It wouldn't want to show that. It would always be like out of focus or completely fucked, right? So now I'm hoping that that's working. Is that... Oh, it's getting kind of close. Is that working? Is this working? Is this doing its job? Wow. Can it even get that close? Without shaking the camera? I don't know, that's pretty close. Seems fairly... It seems clear on my end, so I would just hope that that's actually clear. This is the first time I've actually tested out this camera since changing everything to 1080p, so I don't know if this looks better or not. I don't know if you can see what's going on here, because the light's also pretty strong. But what do we got here? I can't tell. I can't tell if that is even at all remotely slightly better. I'm just gonna hope that it is. Because I remember how it was before. It was just kind of invisible. Alright. Let's get to work. Where is... Alright, so... Haha! This new tool I have. It's got the... I'm using that one. So right now... This really is just going to be a bunch of this. It's just going to be a lot of... cutting and sawing. What are you doing, Tony? Hey! Hey, Tony! Hey there, Tony! What you doing there, Tony? Don't ya know? Alright. Oh, ya little don't ya know, huh? Oh, hey, none of that. No, none of that. Okay. Alright, Demon Cat. You go... Yeah, I'm 5 minutes in. Yes, you're Demon Cat. I get it. I get it, Demon Cat. I'm doing something... And I'm doing something. I get it. Okay. Demon Cat hopefully placated for the moment. We will see, though. We will see. Alright, what was I doing? Wait, did that already break off? Okay. I don't remember breaking that one off. I guess it was the model fairy. It was the hobby fairy, the resin fairy. So now I'm just gonna be doing a lot of this. Just gonna be a lot of sawing. So this is just kind of like a hangout, really. It's kind of a bit different. I guess it's kind of how the hobbies normally go, right? Like, the hobby hangouts are typically just hangouts. Maybe I could open this up to the... Open it up to the After Dark sort of thing. Oh, that'd be nice. That would be good. That's a good idea. I should probably do that. Because I think that would probably work fine. Bearing in mind that whoever would be doing that would, if they would, you know, gotta like turn the volume down or something. Doesn't really work out that way. So let's see, how do I do that? So, if you're part of the Bloodhounds chapter Discord, which there should be a link in the description below, there is a voice chat known as the After Dark. So, in the After Dark chat, which will now be active, is now an active voice chat. If you wish, you can join on in, and you have to make sure that you behave, because if you don't, I'm booting your ass. So, let's see. I'm going to hang out here. I'm in the After Dark. Put that up there. I should probably put up like a little symbol or something flashing on the screen. Active. After Dark. Active. I could, right? Let's see. Can we get something like that? Can we get an After Dark active? Let's see. Text maker. Let's go there. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go to a text maker, and let's get something that's really good, something that really pops, something that's really gonna make it, something that's really good. After Dark active. All right. Excellent. Save. Alright, awesome. Awesome. And now, how do I'm gonna open. Image. Add. Okay, ooh, this is working. This is working. It's going good. Okay. Yeah. And then... Boom. Oh, what the hell? Transform. Transform? Fit to screen. After Dark active. Oh my god. Only like 2 people are gonna know what that means. That's funny. That's alright. Doesn't need to be a big family, but we're a close family. This is peaceful. Is this what I would be doing if I was an Oblivion character? Just like making a Thunderhawk? What is this? Is this resin training? Hope I didn't cut those too much. Oh well. If I did, I'll just have to fix it with putty or something. Some green stuff. Reshape the ends, make it nice and flat and crisp and... On this St. Crispin's Day, make it nice and crispin'. Oh, was it stuck? Okay. And there is a foot. Landing gear. Excellent. Put that aside. Work on another one. Okay. It's gonna be a lot to go here. We've got... So there's 3 landing gear pads. I don't know what to call those. Landing gear? And their associated hydraulics. Alright, so there's a different set for the front one and the 2 hind ones. Right, the 2 hind ones are identical, but then the... I keep track of all these pieces. But then the front one is different. Right, like this is the front pad. So the gear is different on it. But this kit's been really nice. It's been kind of refreshing. It's kind of like a... Even though it's something that I've never done before, a lot of the pieces are very familiar if you've done a lot of some of the older Space Marine vehicles. So I would have to say that it kind of it's kind of just kind of going. And most of these parts, like as long as I get these gates and stuff removed, are fairly straightforward. Like it just kind of is obvious as what goes where. It needs very little, and I really need to look at the instructions only a little bit just to make sure that I really know. I'm really not sure about something. Let's see. Those aren't like absolutely perfect. Looks like there's a little nick out of that one there. But that's alright. One, that's easily fixable. And 2, it's our little secret. So, we'll just put that right there. And go on to the front one. Holy shit, Slathe made the plunge and got the flying box. Yeah. You know what? While I have your attention, actually, I can tell the story about it, because it's very nice. It's very heartwarming. And it makes me want to do a really good job on this. So, I think it was about a year or 2 ago, there was a... Oh, man. I mean, it's just a gate, but I just don't want to lose any of these pieces. About a year or 2 ago, I made a group of friends, and then they all kind of collected together, because, like, they were asking me, like, Slathe, what's a model that you always wanted to have, but you could, like, never afford, or you never went and got? And of course, like, the thing that comes to my mind, because probably when I first got into 40k, and I should tell this story in a different order. So, they asked me, what's something that you would want, but you could never afford, or you never could get, and I immediately, without even any hesitation, just said, the Thunderhawk. The Thunderhawk. Because, like, starting this hobby in
2001-ish, kind of, but like being familiar with it beforehand. And then seeing, what was it? The Codex Space Marines 3rd edition. And in the opening jackets, like, page, like when you open up the first page, so before it's actually a real page, it's like the sleeve, or the jacket. There's a picture, or there's 2 pictures, which shows the Ultramarines chapter, right? It shows the entire chapter of the Ultramarines. From 1st Company to 10th Company. And I think there's like 3 or 4 Thunderhawks that are in this giant display. And I remember seeing that and going like, that's what I want. That's what I want. I want that picture. And so, you know, I'm a good portion of the way there with the Space Marines, with the soldiers. And they ask me, so what would you want? I say, Thunderhawk. Because they're kind of toying with the idea of, you know, like, you know, it was almost like a, what would you, you know, if I could get you something, what would it be? And I kind of jokingly say Thunderhawk, thinking, you know, that'll never happen, right? Thunderhawk will never happen. And then it was, oh yeah, okay, all right. So they all group together, they all pitch together, and order me a Thunderhawk. And I mean, it took a little bit of time. So it was about like a year later. It was like the next Christmas that it actually kind of all went together, and then I had this Thunderhawk. And I've been actually sitting on it for about a year. I've had this kind of sitting on my shelf for about a year now. Because I didn't have one of these. I did not have a hobby saw, and I just kind of picked this up earlier this week. So I could start working on this, like, right now. And, so, it was a really nice and generous gift, and, you know, it was given to me by some friends of mine, so I wanted to not just build it and have some fun building it, but I wanted to make it, like, how do I want to say it? Like, I wanted to make it built to last sort of thing. Like, it's almost like a lasting testament. So I'm looking up a lot of different forums and things. I'm looking up a lot of different stuff about different Thunderhawk builds and how people have built them. And one of the things that that is almost a cautionary tale that I'm gonna need to figure out how to solve it, is that the weight of the model itself is more than the legs can really handle. So if you have it sitting like it's landed, right? The weight of the Thunderhawk will eventually begin to like bend or maybe break the landing gear. So that's something that I'm going to need to try to figure out at one point. But for now, you know, we'll worry about that bridge when I got across it. But for right now, I'm just gonna get to getting it, sort of thing, right? Like it's been a project that's been waiting in the sidelines, and now at least put the bare minimum amount of work into it and start cutting off all the things. I mean, come on. Oh, we're in combat. Oh shit. Okay. I didn't realize I was in danger. Okay, so I'm gonna need to cut this there, I think. Because that looks like that's where the tab ends. I can see a seam on there. Do I want to turn this around the other way, maybe? And then go at it from that side? Oh, the mid-air cut. That's a skill cut. You have to have at least resin cutting level 50 to have that that active ability that lets you air saw. And grinding the resin. Resin grind. Alright, that is... Aha! Got it. Oh, there we go. Hey! And we're safe now, because of the music. Okay, so I'll put that there. And then the next one... Oh, this one's different. This one's got like a... It's like a cone on this one. Why is it different? The same piece. I'm not sure why this one's different. I don't know what's going on there. But I've got lots of plans for this. On that resin grind, that's right. It's like the skooma grind, but you don't get quite as high. I've got some plans for this one, though. I want to get... I'm going to want to get some magnets or some type of plan for this, because a lot of the parts for this, or some of the parts for this, are identical to ones that you would get on the Razorback, right? Like, so if I take this part here, this part is like, it's just made of resin, but it's exactly like the turret on a Razorback, or like the one that comes with like a Land Raider, right? Like the one that's in the front of the Land Raider with the heavy bolter, or the twin assault cannon with the Land Raider Crusader, etc., etc., twin las on the Ultimus, etc., etc., etc. So this, and it actually has special heavy bolters that are for the Thunderhawk here, where now normally when you have this on the Razorback and you have the heavy bolters, let's just say, and then let's say I'll take my heavy bolters here. There we go. And on the one that's like on the Rhino on the Razorback, it would go in like that, right? But if you notice, the armor parts are on the top. So it actually, it flips around, so because these are upside down when they go into the Thunderhawk. These rest on the bottom of the wings. At the end of the wing, these hang from the bottom of the wing, and so then there's a heavy bolter that's able to turn around like that. Now, where this becomes a bit of an issue or a complication, where this becomes tough, is that on a Razorback it's easy, because you just put it in and it sits on it. It sits on the Razorback. But with the Thunderhawk, it's hanging, and so there's not really a lot of friction that's keeping it in. It's not, like, tight like that. It'll just fall out, right? So what I'm going to be needing for that is magnets, is what I'm thinking. I'm going to be needing magnets, and I'll put them inside the cup, inside the wing, and then magnets that will be on the bottom end of this, right? There'll be a magnet that's like right there, and so then that way it's able to hang from the bottom of the wing and also rotate with the magnets that'll be on this and inside the cup. So it not only will be able to rotate, but it'll be replaceable. So I'll be able to pull these out and put in different weapons if I want to. I was planning on getting... So it comes with heavy bolters in the wings. But I kind of would want to see, well, I don't know, what if my Thunderhawk had twin las cannons instead of heavy bolters? Or what if it had twin assault cannons instead of heavy bolters, right? What if it had different weapons that were in the wings, because why the hell not? And there you go. So that's going to be one. So I want to have modular magnetized weapons underneath the wings. Then there's a few other things I want to do. There's the inside the cockpit. There's going to be which that's over there. We can get to that later. Don't you worry your sweet little heads, okay? And there's the pilots. Now, the pilots don't come automatically on the seats. So I'm going to want to, like, stick a magnet up his ass and put one in the seat. And so then the magnets... So the pilots are actually removable from the seats. So I could have, like, an empty, cleared cockpit. Or if I get new pilots, I could replace the pilots. I'm probably not going to go as crazy as give them head magnetization. But I did want to give them head swaps. I don't really want to have... I don't know if these are going to show up. But I don't really want to have the, like, standard Tech Marine sort of boring ones. Like, this one's almost nearly identical to, like, a Dark Angel one that you would get in the, I think it was the Raven Wing upgrade kit. Or just Dark Angel upgrade kit. So, the pilots here, which just kind of all come like that, right? Which look really funny if you have them kind of, like, standing up. Like they were standing... It looks like they're mooning somebody. Right? Like, if you had them standing on a base, it kind of looks like they're mooning somebody. Either way. So these two guys are completely identical. Right? Everything about them is just the exact same piece. So I was thinking of just giving them beaky heads. Because... Beakies. Beakies. Come on. Give them both beakies. Beakies. The beaky hawk. Alright. Now what am I doing? Okay, so I did the las cannons here, right? So these are the wing las cannons. They go underneath these things. They clip in like that, and then they go on the tip of the, like, there's like these X wings that go on top of the main wings. And so these, let's go for that. And let's see, does got anybody there? What's going on here? What's this? What is that? What am I being tagged for? Who's tagging me? Tag you're it? Tag you're it. Okay. I'm getting tagged. What is this? What is this? Okay, so how am I going to get this one? I'm going to want to push this, press this against that. Flat. And then just go back and forth until... Okay. I gotta be careful. I don't want to push too much on this, because I'm worried that's gonna end up breaking. Because there was one part that actually was broken before I got it. And that was one of the clips at the end of the little wing that the las cannon goes into. So it was like the receiving end of this part. It looks identical to that, but it just goes on to the opposite side. And one of them... Okay, also, don't cut towards yourself. Anybody who's watching, don't do this. Don't do what I'm doing. Okay? Don't do that. It's bad for you. Alright, if I cut myself, just take that as a lesson. Okay? This is a lesson learned. Through blood. Alright, let's get this off now. It's like, now, these little nubs are supposed to come off, right? Like, these aren't details of the model that I'm removing. I'm not horribly fucking this up at this point. Okay, and then, once again, do not cut towards yourself and anybody. Don't do it. Okay, so that's one of those all cut up. Oh shit, we're in danger. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Just gotta keep cutting. If I just keep cutting at it. If I just keep cutting at it. It's gonna take a while. Because this is a Thunderhawk, right? So this is on maximum difficulty. Okay, holy shit. Holy shit. Alright, holy shit. Gotta watch out. Right, like, it only takes 2 hits. It takes 2 hits for this Thunderhawk. With the level of difficulty that this is on, it just takes 2 hits. Right? 4 times damage. Each one of my little saws here is at 1/4 saw. Alright, there we go. Oh wait, no, I've got to get this part here. Once again, don't cut towards yourself. Nobody do it. Don't do it. Okay, I think I got it. There we go. That was easy. Oh, we're still in danger, though? Okay, I'll go for these Space Marine feet plugs. Because nobody wants to have little plugs on your Space Marine feet. Come on. What is that? How am I supposed to get this? This is such an awkward cut. Alright. Maybe I have to do it that way. from the inside out. Oh, good. The music really does help tell you. It really does help you let you know when you're in danger or not. And right now, the music is telling me that I am in a safe, peaceful town. And that I am not in danger while I'm in town. Unless I've broken the law. Which I don't think I've done. Is it going? Is it going? Done! Alright. Well, that one didn't go quite as clean. Alright. I'm gonna need to... Once again, don't cut towards yourself. Anybody who's watching this, don't do it. Don't do what I do. Alright. Now that all those people that don't do that are gone... Because they're probably squeamish. Alright, we all know you have to do it. Okay. Now, let's go for this one. How many more pieces are left, anyway? A decent amount of pieces are left to do. I've not glued anything in. I've dry fit a lot of things. And some of the parts just seem to pressure fit. And I don't know if that's because of maybe minor warping of the parts. So, like, some parts maybe are a little bit more claustrophobic than they should be. Like, they're maybe warped a little bit closer together, so they're holding a piece that normally you're supposed to glue in. But it seemed like a good portion of the parts just kind of pressure fit themselves in without too much of an issue. But yeah, I have a lot of plans for this thing. I want to make sure that the guns are magnetized. I also want to... I'm not gluing in this door. That door is going to open. It's going to open and close, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be immaculate. It's going to be amazing, okay? You'll never have seen a better Thunderhawk than... Oh, you've got to see Slathe's Thunderhawk. It's so successful. Right? Like... It's gonna be brilliant. You're gonna love it. Alright, now how am I gonna get this? Do I even want to use these arms? Do I just want to, like, trade these out for plastic, like, rhino arms? Because this already seems shit. I'm already not trusting this at all. Okay, let's go at this from that angle, I guess. No, this one. Wait. Jeez, what is this? Do I just need to cut it, maybe? I just don't trust it because it's resin. So if I cut it, I feel like this thing's gonna just snap. There's not even, like, a good cutting angle at this, even. Like, I don't know. This is not a good piece to be in resin like this. Jeez. I have to give this just, like, the tiniest little bit of cut. Ugh. Just the tip! Just the tip! That's all it needs. I'm gonna try to do that on the other side. Maybe I could just, like, snap this thing out. Just weaken both sides just enough. Okay, this piece is terrible. No, that's not gonna... Oh, wow. Okay. This isn't going to be as clean as I thought. I'm just going to have to take out this little, like, middle field goal Stonehenge-looking piece. Get this out. There we go. And then, like, look at that. How the fuck am I supposed to get that now? Alright, remember, don't cut your towards yourself. This is terrible. This is a piece that really should just never be like this. That was the warning poke that it gave me into my thumb there. Right. This is terrible. Yeah, these arms are terrible. These really should just be, like, swapped out with just the plastic ones. I'm wondering if I could get into that with, like, a clipper. And if that would... Like, maybe if I just get rid of the center bar thing, and then if I just use clippers later on, if I'll be able to remove that. If not, I'm just gonna have to get, like, a rhino gunner. Because these arms are terrible. And I'm just gonna have to hope. I'm just gonna have to hope that the clippers work. And even that, I am not suspecting it's going to have a good amount of progress. Because, I mean, like, clippers. I don't know. Give me a lot of force. It's probably going to, like, crack something. Okay, there we go. There was a poke. Into the box, though. Not into me. Sorry to disappoint. Oh, jeez. Alright. These two pieces are going to have to come back to these. These are terrible. These are terrible. Like, that bar in the center, that's too much. That's too much. Like, I guess they're like that so they don't, when they're made, they don't, like, collapse or something. But those, that's too much. Alright, I'm going to have to put those somewhere so I remember. These pieces suck. These ones I should put all into another bucket because they're all cleaned effectively. And then I can start reducing from this, right? So you can see the progress as there's less and less pieces over time. I'll go get that bucket. Alright. Coffee tub. Works great. Alright, so here we have, show off some of the other parts that have been previously worked on. Last time, on Slathe working on his Land Raider that flies. Alright, so we're just gonna drop these in here. I'm gonna keep those arms out, just because, as a reminder that they suck, and that they need to get worked on a little bit more before they're kind of being considered trimmed and cleaned. I'm just going to put all these in here. There we go. There, you can see. That's the progress. On the small bits. The big bits, the big chunkers, those chonking honkers, those are, I'm pretty sure those are pretty well all done. If there's like a little bit here and there that I didn't realize I needed to cut off, shit, yeah, sure. But those are all pretty well done. The majority of the cutting, the majority of the actual cutting and the work is going to be in these little pieces. And digging out whatever the fuck is that. Jeez. I'll try the clippers, but I don't know. I'm worried these things are just going to, like, explode the moment I try to clip them. Alright, what do I want to do next? What do I want to do next? Turbines? Ooh, turbines. Who doesn't like turbines, right? Could put this onto, like, a Space Marine. And it's like his... It's like his jump pack. Right? These ones are easy. That's just... There's just one piece that needs to get removed on each of these. These might need to be, like, sanded down a little bit, but... Just those two nubs. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? Got some little heads here, but I don't even want to use these, but I guess I might as well. You know, I'm going to put these little heads with the arms, because the heads and the arms both suck. Okay, so turbines... Oh, yeah, the X-Wing flappy thingy things. The hinges. Right. So these, they both have some gates there. And then this one has, like, I guess a little gate tab. Oh, it's got a gate tab, and then it's got a gate there. And I'm gonna guess that that doesn't need to be there, because that's smaller on that one. It even shows up. Alright. So yeah, just two gates. I wonder if this one can just come off. There we go. Snapped apart. Good. It's less cutting, more snapping. Snap to it, okay? Brother Marines. Snap to it. Snippety, snappity. Alright. So we got hinges. We got turbines. What's next? What's next? What else do we got? Heavy bolters. Oh, fuck yeah. Let's get some heavy bolters in here. We got these heavy bolters. These look like they almost came right off of the old Predator. Like from the 80s. And they even work the same way. Where you plug them into this thing. And then this drum goes into this part, which is where it then spins back and forth. It's nearly identical to how the old Predator works. I'm gonna need to figure out. I guess I might need to look at the instructions and go which one's the top and which one's the bottom, so I'm not putting them on upside down. But there's those. So these need. Okay, so there's a tab on each of the top of those. That's it. And then a couple tabs on those. And then that's it. And then one tab each on those. So those are all pretty... Should be all pretty quick and easy. And then what else? More heavy bolters? Yeah. If I'm gonna start doing heavy bolters, I might as well, like, really commit to it, right? So we got twin-linked heavy bolter there. We got another twin-linked heavy bolter there. We got their spinny things. Alright, so that's a decent amount going on right there. Some heavy bolters. So delicious. So fine. So fine. So fine. Heavy bolters. Delicious. Is that... Oh, wait, done. Why was that... Yeah, the After Dark. Was that not there the whole time? After Dark. Active. Wait. I need to... Wait. Done. Wait, why is it doing that? Don't do that. What the fuck? I guess I can't do it fast. It doesn't like it when you do it fast. Alright. Brother Marines. I'm building a Thunderhawk. I can't believe it. I'm finally here. Never thought I'd make it. Alright. So these arms really suck. I'm gonna have to come back to those at one point. But let's see. Heavy bolters. And then these are the wing flap things that the las cannons are gonna go into. With those, like, little clip sections. And then the reverse. And I'm gonna have to fix one of the clip sections because one of them broke. That's alright. And then what's after that? Oh, whoa, calm down there, camera. After this, then it's gonna be stuff like the landing gear. Like the actual, like, hydraulics, I guess. And then there are a bunch of rockets. Right? There's a bunch of rockets that go underneath the bottom of the wings. And the supports for the rockets. And then there's a bunch of these, like, I don't know what these are. Thrusters or something. Or like anti-grav or something like that. And then there are the wing flaps. These are going to go into the back of the wings. I think they're either going to go one on top of another, or they're going to go, like, beside each other. I forget how they go. There's two of these, and these go near the front. They're like the front stabilizer wings. There's a couple parts that I'm going to need to look up. These ones, I'm actually not sure where these go, but I'll find out. I'll find out. And then this thing, whatever the hell this is. Oh, yeah. Where's my head at? And then there's gonna be these, like, Land Raider doors and this big chonker door that goes on the back. And then these, like, lights.
All right.
Oh, who do we got here? Who's this?
I wonder.
Oh, we've got Jackala 1 in the After Dark. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a while. But, you know, I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to bring it back, right? Like, this, you know, this...
Oh, yeah, no, we finally got vehicles here.
Oh, not just the vehicles, but, like, you can't... I mean, this is gonna be... Come on. This needs to have some back and forth, some life, some vive to it.
It's gotta have a little pizzazz, little guy in a chair, you know?
It needs to have... Yeah, like the little puppet sidekick, right?
Exactly.
So, oh boy. So welcome. How are you doing today? How's Jackler?
Oh, I'm great. Yeah.
Hmm.
I love that. You know, again, I can go through Discord through my PS5, so I can play video games and talk to you at the same time, and I also can my mic can work correctly this time if I'm doing it this way.
Oh wow!
So I don't have to sound like shit.
Wow, the stream of upgrades in quality just all around.
Oh yeah.
I mean, wow, the leaps and bounds since the last time. I mean, like, night and day. Oh boy. So yeah, this is gonna be a real labor of love project that I got going on here. I don't know what you caught earlier on, but there's gonna be a lot of there's a lot of planning I have for this one to make it really nice, because, like, this is like a gift from a bunch of friends, and right, so I kind of want to make sure that
it's got to be special.
It's got to
do it right.
Yeah, I got to do it right. This has got to be my Great Wall of China. Oh, I got it. Oh, exactly, right? Like, just a couple drips.
Oh yeah.
And then yeah, I've got some plans where I'm gonna have, like, the wing guns be modular, so I can lose little pieces that I cut off all the time. And then so I can, you know, change out the guns and things, and have, like, the crew inside be removable. And I'm gonna a lot of people, there's one thing, this drives me nuts. A lot of people paint the canopy, and I mean, like, over the windows, not just, like, the bars. And
No. That just doesn't seem right.
it doesn't. It doesn't. It seems like such a waste. And then they glue the canopy in. So everything inside there, either like they didn't include it in the model and they kept it for something else, or it's just a big waste. Like there's like all this detail you can't see, you can't play with the toy. And you know, so that's why I want to play with some magnets, and I'm going to figure out a way to get this thing to be like the ultimate hawk. This is going to be the Cobra Hawk.
Oh yeah.
But jeez, this is a resin chunk. Holy shit. Working up a sweat just with this one piece.
The One Piece.
You know, it's kind of weird. I don't often work up a sweat moving my hand back and forth ever so slightly. So I don't understand. So I'm not familiar with this.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know anything.
No, I get the robot.
Me? No, never.
Jeez. Well, that's almost all the way through. Okay. Jeez, there's a lot here. This is crazy. This is crazy. So you've been bugging me about doing like vehicles for now. It's like almost years now, right? Like it's been like almost.
Like, we have this massive backlog of it's just Space Marines. Like I think you like Space Marines more than GW does. You know, that's a fee in of its own.
They didn't realize what they were getting into when they made that Ultramarines picture. Right? They were like, "Yeah, I'm pretty confident with this. This isn't gonna have any lasting ramifications." You know, like, and then I saw it. And then turned into the dean from Community. I hope this doesn't awaken something in me. And then, the rest is history from there, yeah. Oh, pretty close, actually. Like, what is it? How many Space Marines are there? Like, almost 700, I think? It's like 600 something?
Woo!
Yeah.
Getting pretty close to like a full company, right?
Yeah, like a full chapter.
Yeah, full chapter, I mean, sorry, yeah.
Oh, whatever, same thing. And then what is it? Getting down to like painting a big chunk of it, which I've not touched a brush in months. And I have a bunch of models that are just sitting there, the ones that I was working on before. And so I'm going to want to get back to those as well. I was actually wanting to have those like well done and more or less finished before I started working on this. But I kind of figured, you know, like it's been enough time that this thing's been sitting here. I want to get it done. People want me to get it done. I got you bugging me about vehicles. I got people going, where's the Thunderhawk Slathe? Where's the Thunderhawk Slathe? So, you know, like it's about time. This thing needs to start getting some progress on it.
And Slathe, much like George R.R. Martin, you just go, guys, it's coming.
Well, yeah.
Trust me, it's coming.
That's right. That's right. I based the production of the Thunderhawk off of historical builds of certain vehicles and planes that took years to build. That's those.
Because they haven't invented the Thunderhawk yet.
Exactly. So it's going to take another at least like 28,000 years, something like that. And then I will have the right time. It's kind of like reviewing Street Fighter 2087 or whatever in the year 2087. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I've never worked with resin before either. I mean, like
resin.
It's resin, yes. That's one of the things that I don't know. Am I supposed to be wearing a mask? Uh-oh. Who cares?
Are you?
I don't.
Is it poison? I thought that was lead. I thought you had to be careful with lead, not resin.
No, people were saying you got to be careful with the resin dust. Right?
I mean,
I guess you got to be careful with any
kind of dust. Like,
yeah.
No kind of dust is meant to be inside of you, personally.
Generally, yeah.
But maybe that's just me.
So, that's one thing that's on my mind. So I'm kind of keeping back from where I'm cutting here. But, I'm I'm sure.
I should breathe in these lead fumes.
But yeah, it's definitely been about time. I might back and forth on this one where I kind of do a little bit of work on this, because this one's gonna need to be. Oh, geez. If to do this one right, I'm gonna need to build it, stop building it, and then start painting it, and then at a certain level of painting it, and then start building it again, right? Because there's like all these internal sections to it, and oh geez, and then there's however I'm gonna make this thing fly, because there's so many things, Jackler. Like, one, I don't know if you heard me saying this earlier. One of the nightmare stories about this model is that the model is so heavy that over a period of time, the weight of the Thunderhawk will start sagging its legs.
Ooh.
Right? Like, the legs can't support the weight of the model because it's just so heavy. And these legs are only, like, they're like little pads, and you get these, like, little, like, hydraulic leg things that you're supposed to plug into them, and like that's what it's supposed to rest on for the rest of its life, and it's like yeah, sure. And then if you make it fly, right? Like if you know how, like, I don't know if you've seen one of these where they're on like a base and then they're
It's like where they have like the little like clear plastic base thing.
Yeah, where they have like a rod.
Base, sorry, the little pole. Yeah, the little like pole little thing, right?
Yeah, like an acrylic rod, and essentially they've shoved it up the Thunderhawk's ass, right? So to like to do that. Now here's what I learned about this one. To go with that type of flight stand, you have to, one, bore out the bottom of it so that way it's able to go inside, right? But you're probably going to need to do that after a certain level of building it, and then when you build it, they will come. When you build it, you're going to need to support it in a way that rod, when it goes into it, it doesn't. I forget how you need to do it. You need to like connect the pieces together a certain way, because the weight of the Thunderhawk, once again, will keep the top part of its hull sitting on top of that acrylic rod, and then the rest of it will all just break off and slide down and smash down like a big fucking meteorite. And jeez, what a nightmare.
Fuck.
Yeah, so this is going to be a project. I've heard of people removing the cylinders from the hydraulic struts. I'm guessing that's what they're called, right? Hydraulic struts.
Yeah.
Then removing the like rod sections, and then drilling out the entire thing, and then replacing it with like brass rod or like actual metal rods that are going through it, like pinning, like a form of pinning, but in a way that the pinning is pretending to be the hydraulics. So that way it's now supported by tiny little pieces of metal. And oh boy. So this welcome to the Thunderhawk. Welcome to the stream.
This is the Thunderhawk stream.
This is the Thunderhawk stream. You've not been misled.
You've not been misled. Don't touch that dial now.
Do not touch that dial. Jackler will find you. That's right. He is from Argentina. Part of the Vril Society.
Chat will die tonight.
Someone in this chat will die tonight. That's right. Will it be you? If you don't want it to be you, there's a link in the description below. Join the Discord. Oh man.
If you don't want it to be you, give him $20 right now.
Yeah. Oh, there's a link for that too. If you want to leave a tip.
There's a link for that too.
That's right. Oh, okay. So I've been going for what, an hour now. Okay. So I think it's all right for me to take a little bit of a breather. I can sit back. I can hang out with Jackler. Smoke break, weed break. Oh yeah. And I've got the grossest of smokes ever. I'm very gracious. I thank my older brother when he went to the United States of America, the land of freedom.
Thank Max Allen Sr.
That's right. And he got me a carton of Marlboros. And
oh, disgusting.
Now sometimes I like an American cigarette. I think I like Camels. But these ones
Oh,
are
you'd walk them off for it.
these ones are 100s, so they're like giant ass fucking cigarettes. Like a regular one would be like that, or no, like it's a regular, and then there's like a king size, and then this is 100. So either way, it's a soup. It's the super smoke. You gotta trust the fungus, Mario. You gotta trust the fungus. Oh boy. You know, it's nice to do some hobby. I've not sat down and done like anything in a while, and this feels nice. It's
No,
kind of like
this kind of become an Elder Scrolls channel, honestly.
not that there's anything wrong with that, right? I love Elder Scrolls and the online Elder Scrolls community. Please don't come after me. And oh man, you know what? Those actually, I've been having a lot of fun with that. I've been wanting to do Oblivion, like it was just Oblivion, really. I was wanting to do that on the channel for so long because I only played that game for the first time maybe 2015, 16, 17, somewhere around there. And just fell in love with it. I absolutely love Oblivion. And now, as you know, people are getting to see and watch, right? I'm playing Skyrim and Morrowind for the first time ever. Like I never played either of those games before, ever. Except for I played Skyrim for like 20 minutes, but that doesn't count.
Yeah.
So I mean, these games are quite old now. Like I mean, what? Morrowind is 2002.
It's like 20 years old now, I think.
Yep. Yep, it's 21. It's able to drink, and
I can drink.
22 or something like that. Yeah.
In America, what is it? What is it in Canada? Is it 21 as well?
You know, I think it might be 18 or 21. It could be 21.
Yeah, I still don't get the. I don't get the 21. Like it's 18 here. It's 18 everywhere else. I know.
I think it's 21 in the States. I think that's where it's 21.
Yeah, in the States. Yeah.
I
just don't get it.
And then, what is it? Skyrim, what's that, 2011? 2012, something like that?
Around there. It's about... Actually, it should be like 11, 12 years old now, I would say.
Yeah, so...
Because there was the 10th anniversary thing, yeah.
Oh, would there be a difference if it was like Skyrim and Skyrim Special Edition? Is that like a different game, technically?
No, Special Edition is like basically the only one you can get now.
Oh.
Unless you... The only way to get like the OG Skyrim is to like get a disc of it.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
But so yeah, it makes no difference. Honestly, Special Edition is just
probably some
like
patches.
The graphics are, yeah. But, the thing about Bethesda is they don't fix a lot of bugs.
No.
Ever.
No.
So yeah, there's like I think the performance of it is improved. It kind of looks a little better. Then there's the 10th anniversary edition, which just adds a bunch of like, you know what the Creation Club is?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Was like
it's
like the mod sort of thing, but
it's the paid mods thing, yeah. So what they did was re-release Skyrim for the 6th time, I think now.
Okay.
And they just added a bunch of like of the Creation Club content that you had to pay for. They just threw it in with this like big edition of the game.
Oh.
I have it. I played like how many do I have on now? 65 hours on it. It's okay. On I got it because like it's more worth it on console. Because like there are mods on console now too, but they're not as great. On PC, I wouldn't go for it personally. Because there's just some free mods. There's loads of mods that are just better than the Anniversary Edition, so I wouldn't recommend it on PC.
Yeah, it's like you never heard of Nexus mods? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, oh, man. You know, I think I fucked it with Oblivion.
Titties.
I think I fucked it with Oblivion. What do we got here?
Oh, what did you do with Oblivion?
Thunderhawk. Okay, well, yeah, that's right, Michi. Thunderhawk. I fucked it with Oblivion. I think so.
Oh, what did you do to Oblivion?
I think a couple of the quests are bugged. I think I killed Shadowmere.
Yeah, Maglier just disappeared, right?
Yeah, he's just gone. Just gone. Doesn't exist. He's just gone. So something's fucked there. Oh boy. Ugh. Maybe I'll just have to do the "this is what the game let me do" run. You know, if I can't, I'll just have to wait until I get to the end and I try to do the what's his name, like Mandarus Cameron or whatever his name is.
Mankar Cameron.
Mankar Cameron. When I go do that part and then the game like traps me inside paradise and I can't escape, right? Like just to see how fucked this gets. Oh, it'll be great. So Michi, you're just joining in. Right now, it's been an hour of just pure Thunderhawk grind, right? Like, this is just like an Oblivion grind, right? Where right now I'm just grinding my resin skill and getting better at resining.
Exactly. Getting better at modeling, I might say. Modeling 100.
Modeling 100. Oh, you know, I should probably put the After Dark thing here. Wait, copy. Oh, I can get it here. Oh, this is perfect. Paste. Wait, it didn't work. Okay, so it's not perfect. It is flawed. I copy it, and then if I paste it, there we go. Haha, there we go. I did it. After Dark active. That's right. You need to make sure that it's clear. This is not just live. It's not just live. It's open.
This is not just live. You too can be in here now.
That's right. For the low
On
cost
the show,
of
you can call in now.
50 memberships. So, you know, actually, the
For
climb
200 bits on Twitch.
The climb to that's actually going pretty well. I was looking at how the channel's doing.
Does that have to be like within the year, or
it's within the last year's time? So it's not within like it's the last 12 days because it's January. From today to last year, this day.
Oh, right.
It's measured like that. Yeah. And right now,
that's good.
Yeah. Like a few weeks ago, I think it was about.
So what we needed 3,000, right? What are we at now?
Yes. We have just gotten over 1,000.
Okay,
1,030 something, I think. So, yeah, that's actually. And from a few weeks ago, it was at 800 something. So it's gone up quite a bit, and I have to thank all the people who've been joining me for Oblivion, Elder Scrolls, for Morrowind, for Skyrim. Maybe I'll bring back Fallout, because I did just get Fallout 3, right? I got Fallout 3. I had the choice, Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. They were the same price.
Oh,
and I figured...
no, you made the absolute right choice. No, like, listen, I'll be honest. So you probably realize I've been quite critical of Bethesda, rightly so.
Yes.
Like, you know, Skyrim, I don't think it's all that much myself, but like it is a decent game. Fallout 4, on the other hand, I really don't have anything nice to say about Fallout 4. It's not good. It's just not good.
I don't think it really appealed to me either. I saw some of the story on like videos about it, Father and the Institute and all these different things.
Yeah, it's fucking.
So I'm briefed on it. I'm versed in what happens. Kind of what is it?
The only good bit of it is there's this one DLC story called Far Harbor that is pretty good.
I've heard of that.
The only good part of the game.
I've heard of that.
Good.
That's like the
solid.
Lovecraft one, right? With the ghost house or whatever.
Kind of Lovecraft.
Isn't it got like a haunted house
in it too? But
or is that
no, not
Fallout
really.
76? What am I thinking of?
No, that's Fallout 3. Fallout 3 has that.
Oh, is it Fallout 3? There's a haunted house?
No, it's because like you go to like this island.
Oh, with like the
DLC,
mutants.
so...
Yeah, with like the mutant hillbillies.
So, like, yeah, you could
right?
kind of. Oh, Point Lookout. Yeah, that's Point Lookout.
Yeah. You know, I've not actually done a single... I've not touched, and I have Fallout 3 and New Vegas on the 360, and I played through... I mean, like, I beat both games, but I've actually never touched any of the DLCs to either of those games. I'd played The Pit for maybe about, like, 10-20 minutes, got, like, a chainsaw cutter thing, and then I was like, this place sucks. And then I never went back and never played any of it. So actually, if
Fallout 3's real message is don't ever go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. The Hills Have Eyes Island. Yeah, Michi.
But yeah, I think I've only for Fallout 3 DLC, I've only actually played Point Lookout. That's the only one I've played. It's pretty good. I thought it was good. New Vegas, I've played all of them. Again, they're all great.
Yeah, New Vegas ones. The New Vegas ones seem more interesting. Like Fallout 3 has an alien spaceship. Okay. It's got you go to Pittsburgh. Okay. I can't even remember what some of the other ones are. But then New Vegas has go and find out your real history from a guy with a burned face. Go and oh no, wait, no, sorry. The third one has go into a VR program. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Then there's we're going to rip out your brain and you're going to talk to a bunch of TVs for a while. There's Old Man Scrooge McDuck. There's what else one? Okay, so there's Burned Man, Scrooge McDuck, Robot Heads, and then there's a fourth one, right?
Man, am I stupid?
Right, there's four, right?
Old World
Old World Blues.
Lonesome World, Lonesome
Road.
Lonesome Road.
The big empty.
That's Old World Blues.
Oh, that's old. Okay.
Lonesome Road.
Lonesome Road is the one. Dead Money. Yeah.
And Honest Hearts.
Honest Hearts Honest Hearts is the Burned Man.
Yes.
Okay. So and then there's the Burned Man, but then there's also the guy with the dreadlocks. Is that the same one?
That's Ulysses. He's in Lonesome Road.
So that's okay. That's Lonesome Road. All right. So there's Dreadlock guy, Scrooge McDuck, Eyeball TV, and geez, why am I blanking on this when we just said it?
You see, this is what we call a brain rot.
Burned guy and burned guy.
Burned guy. Yes.
And
burned guy.
This is burned out guy. Mormon. Okay.
The fate of all Mormons.
The fate of all Mormons. So, I don't know. What do you think I should do next? Wingy, flappy, hingy thingies? Turny, spinny, heavy bolteries? Or barrel-y heavy bolteries?
I think the barrel-y heavy bolteries.
Barrel-y heavy bolteries. Davy Jones? Hey, Davy Jones.
Not many know. That's a great hero of ancient Greek myth, Bolteries.
Bolteries? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I believe also a member of the White Scars chapter, and also I think one of the original founding Dark Angels.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That checks out.
Yeah, I believe so. Don't fact check it though.
Still on the topic of New Vegas. The thing about New Vegas DLC is that all of them kind of do tie in to the main game.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's that too. While in Fallout 3, there are all these little sort of one-shot stories that kind of don't have anything to do with the main story.
Isn't it just the Dead Money one though that do they all have like special endings? Because I know there's like a Dead Money ending where you get like trapped in the vault, right? So now, so there's like a special ending for that. But is there one where it's like, and then Ulysses killed the courier, and that's the end of the story, or do they have that?
I don't think so.
So like
there are like different endings to them, but I don't think there's any other ones where you die. Basically, it's just that one.
So each one has their own ending, though, right? And it's not like cut content endings, like they actually still in the game.
Trying to think. I think with Old World Blues kind of only ends one way. How it ends is up to you, though. I don't know. I'm trying not to spoil it, of course.
Sneak 100.
Also, Honest Hearts does have like 2 endings, I think. Yeah. So most of them do have at least 2 endings, I would say.
Okay. Oh man, when I beat New Vegas the first time, I tried so hard not to have a very certain thing, and then I failed. And that was that Rex died. And that's the saddest, that is the saddest, it's the saddest thing. Right, like, there's all the, like, it talks about all the characters, and then it's like, Rex was a war hero, and you sit there like, no! Right?
He died because of you. This is your fault.
What have I done? Oh.
Yeah, should have reloaded. Should have just reloaded.
I should have. You know, actually, I probably should have just left him behind and just fought all the...
Damn.
Fought them all. Like, I had... You know, actually, because my followers were both with me. What was it? And Veronica died.
Oh, fuck.
It was Veronica
Damn.
and Rex. Yeah. So... I mean, like, who could we allow, like, who are the permittable characters? Is Arcade Ganon and Boone, if you're gonna have...
Boone, absolutely not, alright? See, like, listen, nobody can die, first off. Ideally,
yeah.
nobody should die. Permissible death companion, fuck. See, here's the thing, like, with normally other games of this type, you know, whenever you get companions... There's always, like, at least one I don't like, right?
Yeah.
There's always a few you don't like. With this, I really can't say that because...
Is it the Super Mutant?
No, because I like everybody.
Even, Machete?
Yeah, yeah, Raul. You can't forget Raul, man.
Yeah, I always do. It's kind of like, great, and then I go and I fight the super mutant or whatever, or like I fix her robot or whatever, and then I just leave immediately and I just forget that he's like that he's even in there, right? Like the whole time he's just sitting there like, I wonder if anyone's gonna ever let me go, right? Like it's like, yeah, no one ever showed up.
Damn.
Yeah, it's harsh, but it's the way it is sometimes. Oh wow, there's like so much space there. It's just swimming in space. Where is that even supposed to go? Alright, well that's two heavy bolter barrel-y thingy. Oh, they need their... side of a predator things. So... But yeah, so Fallout 3 is one that I'm considering adding to the mix. But I mean, like, I don't know if I want to juggle 4 or 5 games. That sounds like a lot.
I personally, I would just focus on one and then try and finish that. Like, I don't know, maybe go with, like, Oblivion first.
You know, there's actually not that much left of Oblivion, to be honest. I mean, like, if I start, like, really applying it to doing all the quests at this point, because of how I've super trained the character and have all these super speed and all this different stuff, I could fly through the rest of the game. I could defeat the rest of the whole main story. I could not do the Fighters Guild because Magler's gone. I can, so, you know, there's lots of options that are open to me, except for the Fighters Guild. And so, like, and then Shivering Isles. I mean, Shivering Isles will be a bit of a cunt. I mean, like, if I'm gonna do every single last mission, fuck. I mean, I'm gonna be looking for tongs and calipers for fucking months. But, and fucking Nirnroot, Jesus. How's the hobby saw? Never used one myself. Well, Michi, I'm doing pretty good with this. I swapped it out for the kind of the thinner nosed one. I was using this one before, and one thing that I was being told, and I actually now can't repeat or stress it enough, is just to be gentle with it and not to force it, because you don't know if you can tell, I've already kind of bent it a little bit. I've already bent the saw bits a little bit. So maybe do I need to get new saw bits? Maybe. I don't know. I've had this for like a day.
You gotta stop the whole stream right now and go get new ones.
Ah! Alright. And yeah, end it all. Just cut it all off.
It's over, guys.
That's it. It's gotta delete the channel. Quitting YouTube. And it works great. I'd only ever used a hobby saw once before. It was in a Games Workshop when I was doing the kind of learn to build a model sort of thing. Which, I mean, like, they knew that I'd been doing this for years, but it was this, like, thing you do in the store, and then you, like, build a model. You have to have, like, your own shit, though. And then, like, your own model in pieces. And then when you're done and you've kind of proven you can build a model or custom build a model or whatever it is, then they gave you like a dice. There was like a build, play, paint dice, and there was like a card they gave you, this like kind of holographic card, and you put it in this little card binder. And I don't think they do that anymore. I think that was just like for like a few years. I think they stopped doing that already. It was shit, what's it even called? I have it around somewhere. It was like the Citadel something, and then they gave you like cards. Like I want like one day I went into the Games Workshop and I brought a battle company of Marines just to like put them on the table and go, "Hey, store guy, look, 100 Space Marines all painted up." And then he walked over and he placed a card next to them and then took a picture, and it was great. Right, so I got like it was like Xbox achievements. You know how like the moment you do something in an Xbox achievement, you get the achievement, and now you have the thing, and it's like it's like in your profile or whatever. You know, like you go to the store and you prove you're here we go, boom, and there you go, and they gave you like the Xbox achievement, and so I kind of liked that. It was kind of fun. It was kind of engaging. Although they do good stuff now, though. I've not been to their store in a while, or to, I guess, to a Games Workshop in a while. But they give away like free models every month now and stuff like that. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've kind of like I don't even really follow Warhammer that much anymore.
Oh, well, can't blame you. Many people who do even don't. So, I mean, if you have one nearby you, I'm pretty sure that you could go like once a month. You could go pick up like a free model, and you can try out the new model of the month and get to join in on the thing.
Unfortunately, we don't do that here.
It's not a Brazil thing.
No,
They specifically, they specifically barred it from there. It's illegal. It's in the Games Workshop charter, not Brazil. In fact, they actually even shut down all their stores just because, to afford all the free models for everybody else.
Yeah, it's all true. Don't fact check that because it's true.
Yeah, just take our word for it. Now they make you say, wait, what's this? Now they make you say the name of all 40,000 Warhammers to get the pass. Yeah, you have to be able to recite all 40,000 of them to like enter the queue to get on the website.
You gotta recite the litany. Yeah.
Yeah. So that way they know that you're like an actual Warhammer. Otherwise,
you know that you are the Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, they need to stop bots, right? Because they're ruining it for everybody scalping and stuff, right?
The real life bots, yeah.
They come in, scalp the shit out of it. Oh, but jeez. Video games. Oh, man. Morrowind kicking my ass. Skyrim. I was having a lot of fun with that. Although, not entirely sure what I was doing, but...
It's been consumed now. Slathe, you've become the very thing you swore to destroy. You were meant to enjoy the old games, not the new ones.
Ah! Damn it, Slathe, play Monkey Island again! So... Oh, that's actually one, I was wanting to look at, because apparently there's a new Monkey Island. Where...
There is. I don't know how good it is, I just don't like the art style.
I don't think I do either. I've seen what it looked like. The only reassuring thing that I've heard about it is that it's the original writing team from the first two, because they left after the first two. So, you know how it's like, if whoever made the first one actually had a secret of Monkey Island, that didn't get passed on into the third and fourth one. Like,
oh yeah.
So, but now they're back, so it's the real deal.
Okay, well that's a good sign.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes you get Alien Covenant.
That is true. Sometimes you get Alien Covenant and even Prometheus.
Yes.
I would throw Prometheus in there as well.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
And now a new one.
Oh, really? I've not heard about that.
Coming out now.
There's a new one?
I don't know if there's a trailer out yet, but yeah, it's Alien Romulus.
Really? I'm gonna... I'll have to check it out. Maybe I'll have to do a Slathe Reacts, you know, get the Space Marine being like,
Yeah, I don't know if
Xenos.
there's a trailer for it, but it exists apparently.
Oh, jeez.
It's coming, guys. Don't worry.
Alien.
Do worry, because it is coming.
Alien Romulus coming to Disney near you. Thank Kathleen Kennedy. That's right.
Thank Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, if we can get Mandalorian, Baby Yoda in it, and Rey, I'm sure it's going to be a winner.
Mm-hmm. If you love Rey, if you are a Rey-tard, you're gonna love this movie.
Yeah, at one point the Predator shows up, takes the mask off, and it's Rey.
Yeah.
See, that's how you make a movie. Take notes.
And Rey takes her mask off, and it's Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. And then Kathleen
Like,
Kennedy.
she takes her face off, and it was George Lucas all along.
Yeah. And then Scooby-Doo, it was George Lucas all along. Oh, that's right. And I would have gotten away with it, too, if nobody said no to me. Chief Wiggum comes in. Take him away, boys.
Oh.
Okay, I think
How's
that's...
it feel knowing that all your favorite franchises are now ruined?
Is that the sequel to Alien Remus? What the fuck, BG? What is this, Star Trek? Or is that... Or Romulus and Remus, or those typically are like a pair, aren't they?
Yeah, it's the... Like, in legend, like the twins who founded Rome, I believe.
Okay. There's more heavy bolters to go with the heavy bolters, so I can heavy bolter while I heavy bolter. Alright, so now I think wingy, flappy, hingy thingies. Then, doors. Doors. Then, I need to put them like this, just so that way they look like the faces from the Big Empty. There we go. I don't know if it's going to show up. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. And then... Wingies. The first furries adopted and fed by a wolf. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's the story. They got, like, fed by this wolf.
You know what?
They got, like, a name for it.
I suddenly and immediately, for unrelated reasons, agree that Rome didn't exist. Rome is entirely a fictitious place that never existed. It is a lie that was created by the Catholic Church in order to keep power over the world. Rome and the Roman Empire, roads don't exist, okay? It's just it is all just a social construct. So, all right, tail fin. What the fuck is this thing, anyway? There are some parts on this one where, like, a lot of this, I'm just like, I know what that is. I know what that is. I know where that goes. That goes here. And then, like, I clean it up, and then I go check it, and I go, that's the part. That's where it goes. But then there's this thing, and it's like, what the fuck is this thing? I have no idea what the hell this thing is. Or where it goes. I'm gonna have to look at the instructions. Clearly, that's meant to be a face that's shown, like that doesn't go against the model. So I'm guessing that does, because that looks like it's got a little plug-in part. But other than that, what the fuck is this thing? Okay. And then... wingy flaps. What are those called? Just flaps? You know the parts of the wing that go, like, up and down? Like, they're on the back of the wing, and they go, like, up and down.
Which wing, exactly?
The wings. Wings.
The main wing?
The big wings.
That's just a flap, I think, yeah.
Yeah, just a flap and that's for, like, lift, right? Like, that's, so you go up. Like, it goes, let's see if I'm gonna get this on camera. So, like, if it was like that, it twists so that way it's, like, opening up, right? And then that makes the wind go up, which then pushes the wing up, right? Turns it, okay. This is getting into aviation science. This is a toy that we're building here. Oh man, there's so much shit. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because I'm not. But there's so much shit, Jack. Oh my god. Just the struts alone, like the landing gear alone. How many pieces of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the 3 pads. So 13, and some of these pieces are just like little sticks. Like, what the fuck is that even? The fuck? It's like a wrench on a rod. It looks like it's meant to be held by like a Lego man at this point. And then it's just like a little... It's like a little duck guy. Like seriously, that looks like some kind of like Scrooge McDuck Duckman character. Or like... I don't know. Either way. And then there's all these little like... cooking pot looking things. And I gotta put those all over the place, and I don't know. I don't know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We simply will never know.
There's just so much shit here. There's just so much shit. And you know, these ones are just like Land Raider doors. They're just like straight up Land Raider doors. The ones like, there's like a door that goes on like the ass part of it, so that I guess like it opens up and they can like jump out, like, I don't know, parachuters or whatever. There's like some kind of emergency hatch in the back. But then there's these that go on the side, just like a Rhino or just like a Land Raider sort of thing. And they are identical to Land Raider doors. Although I don't know if they have the same amount of hinges and the same amount of all that shit, but they're the same size as a Land Raider door. And it's kind of interesting. I wonder if that means if I could put like Land Raider side sponsons on the side of this. Like, you know how like the Land Raiders got like the twin las cannons on the side of the tank?
Mm-hmm.
Or like the Crusader one has like the big like row of bolters. It's got like 6 bolters per side and this kind of just weird joke gun. I'm wondering if you could just plug them in to the side of the Thunderhawk, and then you could just more DACA it, you know? I mean, like, more DACA. You can't really argue.
is always better.
Yeah, you can't really argue with more DACA, because, like, I'm already going to be DACAing this thing up with the wing guns, because I'm not really, really satisfied with just having twin heavy bolters on the tips of the wings. I want to get twin las cannon option. I want twin assault cannon option. And I want them all magnetized so they can all rotate and be all sweet. Oh, it's going to be so sweet.
It's going to be so cool.
It's going to be so cool. There's so much planning.
Freaking laser beams.
It's gonna, oh man, it's gonna have like a smoke machine inside. It's gonna be so awesome. Oh man.
Maybe a smoke machine, and inside it's gonna be like a bunch of hot babes.
Oh yeah, man, big titty dark elves. Oh man.
This bit, I feel like I'm being targeted here.
Oh no. Oh no. Au contraire. So, if you're not already, there's a link in the description below to join the Bloodhounds Discord. In the Discord, in the memes, I think both of us got roasted. I think it was Vanithgar put up this thing where it had like this dark elf lady, and it was just like, you can't fix her. Yeah. This is like, that's the one. That's the one.
It hurts me even more because, like, I know the Warhammer Fantasy lore, so it hurts me even more.
You know, I dug out the other day because Warhammer Fantasy is becoming the new hot topic, right? I guess it's called
a thing. However,
World, right?
No. Segueing into old. Excuse me. Segueing into Old World. Old World is actually, that'll piss me off. I feel like Valrak did a video on this, and so they're not bringing back every faction.
Right.
And, like, that would be okay if it was, like, the minor ones that they're leaving out. But they're not.
Who are they leaving out?
Removing, first off, Skaven.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
Like, one of the biggest parts, Skaven are huge. Like, the End Times books, basically all of them have Skaven in them. 90% of the shit that happens in there is because of the Skaven. So they're really important, and to remove them is just ridiculous. People like them, absolutely. They're one of the most popular factions.
Yeah.
Lizard Men also gone.
Weren't the Skaven, like, the main bad guys in Vermintide?
In Vermintide, yes. And for quite a bit of Warhammer Fantasy, they are the main bad guys. I would say they're more of the main bad guys than Chaos in Warhammer Fantasy.
I wonder if there's some lore reason for that they've not included them. Like, because isn't there something about, there was Warhammer Fantasy Battle, right? And then there was, like, somebody was telling me about this, where the elves and the dwarves are fighting each other, and the dwarves are killing the elves, and then people start killing the dwarves, and then the universe blows up, and then Age of Sigmar happens in a different universe.
That's,
Is that a simplification, or is that accurate?
I don't remember exactly, because a lot of the end times to me is because those are like the end times books.
Yeah.
That, nobody likes, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if Old World happens after the destruction of.
No, it's before. It's before. So like the thing is, like the end times, the destruction of Warhammer Fantasy is still canon. That's still happening.
Oh, okay. It's unavoidable.
Yeah, it's unavoidable. Yeah. It was bullshit. So like I get like the reason to remove some factions because it's meant to be like it's taking place in a different part of the world.
Okay.
So
yeah, then
some factions being there may not make sense.
Yeah.
But Skaven, that makes no sense because the Skaven are everywhere. They're literally everywhere. So they should be there. Again, everybody loves them. They're one of the few like actual original things that Games Workshop actually came up with, you know? Like, you know, sure, elves, dwarves, and everything, they got their own spin on it, but that's just from Lord of the Rings. That's where all that comes from. But yeah, the Skaven, and I'd say the Lizardmen, too, are the things that they really are original creations from Games Workshop, at least in my opinion. Vampire counts are also gone, which is bullshit.
They're not reinvented or something, or
no, like not in Old World.
That's odd.
Who else? The Dark Elves as well are also gone. Huge faction, just gone.
And from what I've seen, they're huge in Warhammer, Total Warhammer.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Because Total Warhammer has like everyone in it. Everyone is there.
Yeah, I only got to play the second one, and it seems like every army was either Lizardmen or Dark Elves. Probably because I don't have the first game, I'm guessing.
Yeah, there's quite a lot. Let me think now. There's a few minor ones, which is like ogres and chaos dwarves. Those are fine because they're minor factions. People like them, sure, but I can understand them not being in there. But the big three of Lizardmen, Dark Elves, and Skaven just not being in there makes no sense. It's just ridiculous.
Huh. Okay.
It's just an opportunity to make more money, dog. Like you put the Tomb Kings in it, which is great, but you don't put the vampire counts, which is I don't get it.
So Skaven are currently digging tunnels under some city, is what Michi's saying here. I will be feeding off the downfall of all elven factions. Ooh.
Okay. Hey, the elves, fine, fuck them. But vampire counts, though. Come on, man. Lizardmen. That's the real loss. Lizardmen, vampire counts, and Skaven too.
Aren't vampire counts
the true casualties of war?
Aren't the vampire counts pretty much ugly Dracula cosplayers with big booby corset ladies with either skeletons or people with like winged helmets on skeleton horses?
Yeah, most of their army is have an army of Scooby-Doo villains. That's what the vampire counts are.
Yeah, let's
Which now do you think about it is pretty cool. But yeah, no, at least Skaven, I don't see any good reason for them not being in there. It's just
that was a good
I actually got excited for Old World. Foolish of me.
Oh, don't feel that way. You know, I actually dug out a bunch of old models. These were around when I was like little. So like my dad was building these with my eldest brother, and somehow I acquired them. It's a bunch of high elves. They're all metal, and they're all from like I would want to say the 90s or maybe the 80s.
Could be around there.
Yeah. So I'm
They
thinking
were
of
metal, yeah.
pulling those out and giving those a look at. They were already a little bit painted, but maybe we could just kind of continue from where it was left off, right? And then there we go. I could have Slathe the High Elf.
Slathe the High Elf.
Slathe the
Slathe
High
the
Elf.
Phoenix King. Yeah.
Slathe, yeah. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I'm on board. Yeah, Phoenix King. So those are around. I think I've got some old dwarves as well, but none of them have bases. They came with like a pony, and there's like a troll or an ogre or something that's holding a big stone dwarf statue head. There were probably some starter set. I'm pretty sure it was like, like some starter set of Warhammer at the time. I don't know. The fantasy one's never really been my, it's never been my love. It's always just been kind of there, and I've just kind of observed it from the distance safely. I remember things like Mordheim. I think that's Warhammer Fantasy, right? And then
that is fantasy. I think that's like a little. I can't remember if it is if it's Sigmar or like actual Warhammer Fantasy. Because now we have to make the distinction now. So I don't remember which one it is.
It could even be its own thing, because somebody was telling me that Blood Bowl exists in its own universe.
Yeah, Blood Bowl is its own thing, yeah.
So, with that, I'm willing to say Mordheim could be its own thing. You could almost have all sorts of own things. It's almost like Blood Bowl itself is actually, like, the death, because it immediately goes, like, multiverse. Because clearly there's things from fantasy that are in Blood Bowl, but there's not like.
Yeah, no, I think Blood Bowl, it does mention some things from fantasy, so it does I think it pulls from fantasy, at least in terms of, all the races and the geography and everything. But
Yeah.
It is its own thing.
It's like an alternate telling of that where they all play football.
Everyone plays football.
Yeah. So which. I don't know. It just kind of opens up the box for being able to do like not just like little mini games like Necromunda or like Kill Team or something like that or what was the other one? Dungeon Bowl. Fuck me. And then but then you could have like little mini alternate universes for these things. You could have like an alternate 40K and not like 30K. Not like how there's like Horus Heresy, which is almost like a just other 40K sort of game and models and all that kind of stuff. But you could even have like a proper there could be Blood Bowl 40K where it's like a
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
And I mean and don't take that on like 1-to-1, and I'm not meaning like football in space. I think the way to do this easier actually would be more like Twisted Metal or like Mario Kart, where all the different races have like a little like buggy or racer, and there's already models that could help support or like launch that line. Like you could use the quad Space Marine quad thing, or like the war buggy, or the Gene Stealer buggy, or like the Juggernaut of Corn, or like all these different things, and put this into this like combat mixed racing game where you're trying to all get around this race, but you're also all fighting each other at the same time. So that way it's like Blood Bowl, where you're all playing football, but you're also all trying to murder each other at the same time. Are you listening, GW? Get to it. All right.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
Get on with it.
Oh wow, this pile of resins, it's building up. It's building up. I didn't think I would get through this quickly, actually. I thought this would take a lot longer to go through. So I'm really happy with the progress on this.
I kind of felt the same way you did with fantasy. I started off with 40K, and then now I would say I'm more into fantasy than anything.
Kind of doubled down.
Yeah, I doubled down, probably because of. I think it is to do with like Total Warhammer and like Vermintide, because they're just so good.
Yeah.
and it does end up like introducing me to fantasy, and I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool.
You know, I would have to say a similar thing happened, although still with 40k, with Darktide with me. I was playing Darktide, and this was when I was still playing it for like the first, I don't know, like week or two, you know, because that's about as long as the game stays fresh. And I found myself, when I'm fighting all these different enemies, like there was like zombies and cultists, just like the little basic little enemies that are around. And I was noticing that they're just straight up the toys. Like, they even have, like, that wacky scientist-looking zombie that looks like Rick from Rick and Morty. And I was just like, wow, I kind of want to get some zombies. Like, I kind of want to get a box of cultists and a box of, what are they called? Poxwalkers. Because, you know, this game is really doing a good job of selling these models to me. Right? Because I'm seeing them in action.
The thing is, these developers that make these games, like, you know, Vermintide and Total Warhammer, Darktide, they do a better job at advertising Warhammer than Games Workshop ever has.
Yep. Yeah. A lot of these video games, actually, because I mean, it's putting these toys, but into motion. I mean, like, do you think anybody would be interested in Toy Story if there wasn't a movie?
No.
Like a Toy Story toy. Nobody would want to buy Buzz Lightyear.
If it was just like Buzz Lightyear, nah, absolutely not.
Right? And then you probably know where I'm going with this, right? Buzz Lightyear is a space marine, right? And the moment that you put him out of action, you know, it's less interesting. But you make him start moving in a little cartoon, and suddenly, oh man, that thing looks so awesome. I want one of those, or I want to do that. What is that? Oh, it's a toy. You know, and then they get their first toy, which you can get available for free at a Games Workshop near you.
Sometimes, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes maybe, while supplies last. Pre-order now. Oh, did you hear what is it, tonight's the night, or in the next few hours, people around the globe are going to be pre-ordering their copy of The End and the Death, Part 3, the Dan Abnett novel, where, huge spoilers here, the Emperor wins, and Horus is defeated.
Oh, no, that's the last one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I believe.
We'll see.
Unless there's one. No, I think it is the last one. Yeah.
Oh, they'll definitely hollows it, right? It'll be The End and the Death Part 3, Part 2, right? Part 3B.
It will be interesting though, because like there were some big big reveals in the last one.
From what I heard there was some interesting things. I guess spoiler talk to anybody who's not
spoiler
talk.
Read the book.
So, like, what they go over things like, or they hint at the Star Child. What else is that? I mean,
there's like this scene where like the Emperor is like
a big ball,
like becoming evil or something. Yeah, he's a ball. And there's this thing with like the prophecy of the Dark King, which everyone thinks is Horus, but the prophecy is turning out to be the Emperor. The Emperor is this Dark King that will become like a new Chaos God. And so when he stops like being evil, he stops being a ball. This is gonna sound ridiculous. See, I've watched a whole video on this, so like I know in my mind what I'm talking about.
I can explain why it happens like this way.
Who do we got here?
Like, I could explain in my mind why it's this, but I've completely forgotten.
I can explain why those people I made it like this.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Do you ever watch a TV show, The Boys?
I've never seen it.
I've seen like a little bit of it.
It's based on comics, which basically a parody, like a golden age of comics about superheroes. Yeah, because in these comics, all superheroes belong to evil corporations, and they doing bad shit. So they are not
Hmm.
good; they are actually evil. And the most evil uh, is corporations. They're even worse than those superheroes that doing shit. So um, they made in this TV show, which based on this concept of these comics, with most of characters from these comics. But there's also some uh, kind of gray moral characters, like they anti-heroes, like they're not 100% good guys, like Soldier Boy, for example. And
Hmm.
creators of the show, The Boys, saying that Soldier Boy is an evil character from their perspective,
Hmm.
but he's not doing nothing wrong or actually bad. Like, yes, he's a soldier. Yes, he may made some war crimes, but he's doing it for good, like and stuff like that. And they calling him bad guy because uh, in the plot, this guy very old, like he's from cryostasis, and he woke up in our time, and he's fucking shocked on changes. Like it's not like in 80s, uh, gay gay couples around, queer people, everybody doing drugs, women rights, stuff like that. So he's surprised, like, whoa, like it's actually how much looks like appearance of Captain America in Marvel movies, because this is the guy from
Yeah,
old
like
time.
in the show and in the comic too, like every character is kind of like a sort of parody of like another superhero. So there's
Yeah,
like Homelander, that's like a knockoff
yeah,
Superman, and then
but
Soldier Boy is like Captain
creators
America.
of this show, they saying that Soldier Boy is evil. He's a bad guy because this guy have traditional values. And in this scene, in when the character evil and he's bald, it's because I guess very left viewed creators thinking that all bald people are Nazis. So how are we gonna make him looks bad? Let's make him bald because all Nazis are bald and they're all bad. How we can make him looks better? He can grow on long hair. Oh, now he's not a bad character. Oh yeah, something like that.
Sounds right. There might be also, because there's also, if these are all, like Jackler was saying, they're all kind of based on pre-existing characters, kind of like Omni-Man or like Invincible.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
the bald.
Omni-Man doesn't do nothing wrong because people always forgotten that he's not a human.
Oh no, we can't judge him by his alien morality. But
Yeah.
with we're
Not even about alien morality. He's not part of human species.
Mhm.
He's not part of our society. He's not a human. He's not also alien. He's part of other society, and uh, he given his word. He's on a mission. This is his mission. So uh, he doing everything on his opinion right,
Mhm. Mhm.
and you can don't like it, but he's not your guy. He's not from your team.
To touch on the baldness thing, that could also refer back to like characters like Lex Luthor, right? Who's typically, he's typically bald, and he's he's probably, when you think of like comic book villains, usually like who comes to mind? The Joker, Lex Luthor, I don't know, Venom, or he's kind of an anti-hero, right? But
Mhm.
so when they're going with that, like, how like they made Lex Luthor have hair in the Superman versus Batman movie, and then they shave his head at the end of the movie or whatever, and make him
Yeah,
go
yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right, like, so it might kind of match into that, like with like, did that actually happen to Soldier Boy? Because I've seen clips of that show. Did that happen to them? Did they actually like shave his head and say he's evil now?
No, but they're using like I just said.
Yeah.
People asking what you think about your character, like you create Soldier Boy, and they're saying, "Oh, he's a bad guy."
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, he's definitely not a nice guy.
Yeah. It's because like, the viewers end up liking him more than like, let's say, the characters who we are told are good.
Also, do you know about Watchmen, for example?
I've seen the film. I've not really looked into the comic too much, but so I'm.
It's enough. It's enough to see in a movie.
Yeah.
Do you know that creator of comics, Watchmen, Alan Moore? He's, of course, communist. And,
I did not.
From his perspective, Rorschach is a fascist.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, because Rorschach's kind of like
from the creator's perspective.
Yeah. I'm just trying to kind of see it.
Words.
Yeah, well.
And like I see where you're going with this, because it's like, he tells us that like, oh, Rorschach's, he's like a bad guy, he's a fascist, but at the end, like, Rorschach is the only one who like doesn't want to go along with the whole like let's lie to everyone and say that this was like an alien. Yeah. He's the only one who doesn't want to go along with it.
Yeah.
So you kind of look at him, you think like, he's kind of right.
Yeah.
Because he is at that moment, at least he is right. You have to agree with Rorschach.
Yeah.
Like as awful as like. I gotta say, like, sure, Ozymandias does kind of have a point. It's like, oh, if people think there's like aliens, and maybe we'll all start working together, and like, yeah, he's kind of right, but you're still lying to the entire world.
Peace. What the fuck was that? Peace built on a lie. Yeah.
A lie will always remain a lie.
Yeah.
And
we're talking about 40K. How do we get here?
Always can find the truth. Like maybe not tomorrow, maybe after 100 years, maybe after 1,000 years, and it's gonna be disaster.
I think we got here because we were talking about the end and the death.
I don't know. Yeah, we were talking about So the end of the death. Right, 40K. There's a thing. The hints the Star Child might be a thing because like to kill Horus, the Emperor like sheds his humanity, so then he becomes like fully driven in his goal of killing Horus.
What's a weird kind of redressing of what the old kind of mythos was, but like when it was just not in super what do I want to say, like magnified detail, when it was just like a fable or a myth, with the way they wrote it before. Because in the way it was phrased before, it is that the Emperor, in order to defeat Horus, had to shed himself of his love and compassion and empathy and everything to be able to kill his most favored son. He needed to do, because like it was right up to the last moment with his eye bursting out of his skull and his spine being broken, that he was sitting there like, maybe I'm not going to win this one. Right? That he finally realized, maybe I actually should start trying, right? And then does that like what's the Hail Mary sort of move there, right? But now it seems like they're turning that into it was a bad thing. Also, how there was all the pictures that show Sanguinius like ass kicked and dead in the background with like Horus and the Emperor facing off. Now like all of those pictures can fuck off, or they're all propaganda, even though like they've shown like they must either be propaganda or someone's interpretation of the events, because like those pictures have been shown in universe, right? Because Sanguinius's face shouldn't look like that the way they have it in the picture based off what they just wrote. And if anything, Dante's death mask is less accurate than Corbulo's. I think Corbulo, right? Wait, who's the guy with the Phantom of the Opera mask? Blood Angel with the... You know what I'm talking about?
I don't actually.
Where he's got,
know.
like, you know the Phantom of the
get it.
Opera mask where it's just the half face?
I vaguely.
I forget which
yeah,
one it
I know
is.
the mask, but vaguely the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, there's a yeah. All right.
So, like, now that guy, if anything, has the more accurate death face of Sanguinius, because Sanguinius was missing half of his face. Or it was, like, draped, or it was almost draped, like, you know, like Jim Carrey in The Cable Guy, where he's got the chicken all draped over his face, and he's going, "Ah, Clarice, can you hear the lamb screaming?" Right? Like, that's kind of what he ends up being, like, at the end of it, right? Although also becoming an inflating water balloon filled with blood. You know, it's very much not the image we see in the artwork. So all of that can just get fucked. It's like all of the
And
previous
I suppose
understanding.
It is meant to be more poetic, yeah. Like if we look at it for the lens of like, oh, someone who read about the event and is trying to like paint it, then you want to depict them in a flattering light. If you're gonna draw like the death of someone, like you don't want to draw them all fucked up.
I don't know, you might. I don't know.
If we look at it from that lens.
Yeah. You want them to be recognizable and symbolic, like it's the symbol
yeah.
rather than the photorealistic accuracy of what's going on there. Yeah.
So like, and that kind of leads into like in Gilliman's, when Gilliman like goes to meet the Emperor, like when he comes back, and the Emperor is just like very cold to him. That kind of makes it like it's not because the Emperor is an asshole, it's because he has no humanity left, because it's gone.
Yeah. So, because in this one, he's gotten rid of it, and now he's like turning into a psychic sphere. You know what?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Now that I say that, big psychic evil sphere, right? Have we seen that anywhere previously in Warhammer, where there's like a bunch of space marines going up and punching a big fucking psychic evil sphere that then sucks them all in and then shoots them into giant skeleton land? Is this Astartes 2? Or is this Astartes 2? Is this the meme right here? I got to do the meme, right? Is this Astartes 2? Right, where I gotta put the... There we go. Okay. I'll have to clip that later or screen cap that later. There we go. Oh, man. So... Yeah, right? Because, like, isn't that, like, what in that one, it's a big psychic ball, and they're, like, stabbing it with needles or whatever, right? And it's, like, whispering and talking to them and stuff, so it's not, like, it's not just, obviously, a big inorganic ball. It's somehow alive. Right? The Emperor was alive when he was a big psychic ball. Was he metallic? Or was he flesh? Was it a big flesh ball? Like, was it a big floating psychic scrotum? Like, what were we talking to? Why do we have a ball of yarn? See, there's so many questions, right? But I guess it's you know what? I think, Jack, you and I should be more familiar with this kind of shenanigans and bullshit because of Call of Duty Zombies. Right? Isn't this the kind of like looping time spaghetti bullshit where you go do the thing, you get the fucking ball of yarn, and then you leave it back in time for you to find it, so that way you can go on the big wacky adventure? Like, so I think we've seen all this before. Thank you, Jason.
And so, like,
whatever.
The Emperor becomes the big evil psychic ball, and then I think it's either Malcador or Alanius Pius, because he's there now too.
Yeah.
I think it was Pius, like, ends up convincing him to, like, hey bro, if you keep doing this, you're gonna turn out evil. And then the Emperor's like, oh man, you're right. You're so right.
Oh, it was that plus it was all right. If you're a god now, use just a portion of your god powers or that you're gaining. Just use just a little touch of it. Just use a sprinkle of it to look into the future. And then the Emperor looks into the future, and then he sees nothing. Nothing at all. Like, everything's gone. Everything just can fuck off. It's all gone. Humanity destroyed. all because he decided to get his powers. And if he doesn't, then it saves humanity. So that really does make the Emperor Space Jesus, where he sacrifices himself to save humanity.
Yeah, he's dying for our sins. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
Emperor is Space Jesus, confirmed.
Giant golden Space Jesus.
Giant golden Space Jesus. You see,
I told you he was real,
I
Jackler.
prophesized this.
I told you he was real.
Prophesized this.
And he's coming to
I
Brazil.
have powers of
Oh, he's already in
precognition,
Brazil.
you know?
He like travels, he
He's
goes on
already in here.
parades. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes on parades.
It's just, it's the giant emperor like float of
Trump.
Donald Trump. You see
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Wasn't it didn't it actually have the Emperor's head on it originally, and then it was swapped out and to have Trump? Wasn't that like a? I swear.
Yeah, I don't know.
I swear it had like black hair.
The guy who made that.
I swear I saw it was the same float, and it had long black hair, and it had like this kind of like zombie face looking off, And then I swear they swapped it for the Trump head after that. I swear. I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm just imagining it. Maybe I'm from a different universe. Mandela effect. The wind blows and you see it wiggle a little bit, right? It's the black. It's the black fist of. Well, no, it's the black fist of the Imperial fists, right? Like it's their symbol. It's their chapter symbol. That's why he's got a big black fist-shaped dildo.
Yeah. You'll look on the bottom of it. It just says "Bad Dragon."
You know what? I should pay him to get one of those purity seals that he's going to be selling on his web store. If you can, for the low price of whatever it's going to cost, get a purity seal with like your name or whatever written on it, and it'll be in the background. But I'm going to ask him, like, could you like slap my name like and put it like on your big fist dildo? Right, so on his big fist dildo, it'll have the Slathe purity seal. Oh, it'll be great. Oh, it'll be beautiful. As long as he doesn't go with this fist has your name on it, Slathe. Then I think we're all good on that one. Oh boy. Oh man, so how much do I have left on this? Not that much actually. So there's 2 of these little wing things. And then 4 little flaps. Like I'm just gonna have a smoke break and then just go back into it. 4 little flaps, the tail rudder fin, or, you know what, none of these are showing on the camera because I'm, like, in big cam. Okay, tail rudder thing, the whatever the fuck this is, I still don't know what that is. These just look like they're headlights, so headlights, not headlice, okay, big difference. And then all these missiles. Yeah. Well, they jump around, so I mean, like, eventually they get lost, right? Like they jump over somewhere else, like a cat or like a gerbil. And then we got all these landing gear, and then all these things. There's a bunch of little bitch pieces, but this is getting there. I don't know. I've got a bunch of it like kind of loosely fitted together. I could kind of carry it over here like a baby and show what I have kind of dry fit stuck together. But I'm not sure exactly how exciting that will be, so maybe I will leave that one for another time. That's a story for another story.
So yeah, End in the Death 3, we'll finally get the definitive version of what went down in Horus's ship. This will be the canon version of it now.
Yeah, well, maybe considering
we don't technically know what happened fully anyway.
They could even skip it. They could gap it. They could do some time bullshit where stuff happens, but then it all self-corrects, and then with the self-corrections, you know what I mean, where time corrects itself. So then after it's all like not broken anymore, now it just skips over all the middle stuff, and now we're at the end. Could be, right? Because we don't get to see that. All that happened in a time that doesn't exist anymore. So none of that, right?
Don't ever let Slathe write a Games Workshop book.
You see,
ever.
When things happen in a time that doesn't exist anymore, did it ever happen, right? Did the Great War between the Astronomicons, or whatever they were called, and and all that. Did it ever really happen? Does it really matter? See, Nikolai was right. Nikolai was right. Whatever he was right about, I don't know, because it's been a while since I watched any of that stuff. Oh, poor zombies.
Poor zombies.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
Did zombies need to go out like
over.
that?
It's
Where it was like, so let's end zombies by having Super Saiyan Samantha fly into Satan's portal vagina and save the day. That's the end of zombies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's okay. So yes, and we're gonna say yes because.
Oh, there's more?
Okay. Oh, there's two more. They made 2 more Call of Duty games. They have zombies in them.
And it
Goes on. That's not the end. Yeah.
So like the story continues because there was Call of Duty games with zombies that you don't count, right? Like you didn't count Techno Zombies or whatever it was called.
Yeah. So there's Vanguard, which is like it's meant to be like a prequel, kind of.
No.
It's like a prequel to the. It's a prequel to the new storyline. So it's not like anything related to like the OG.
Yeah.
But like, and then there's the new one. What was it Modern Warfare 3? I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. I don't know anything about it.
Modern Warfare, but I thought that was the other one.
That they put it in. They put it in now.
Oh,
they merged.
They merged them together. Oh no.
Yeah. So the thing is, zombies is probably like in the worst place it's ever been right now, Slathe. I'll be honest.
Ooh, that's unfortunate to hear. What happened?
Both story-wise, I don't really know, but gameplay-wise, definitely. Because so we had Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. It's like a big, which for zombies was like a big comeback.
Yeah.
Because we had like Black Ops 4, which was not very good at all. And then, so Cold War was this big comeback, and I think it worked really well. The story was okay. I thought it was okay. The game was really good. The zombies was really good. I think it's definitely like the second best, or maybe even the best that zombies has ever been, because it's really good. There were cool maps. The gameplay was cool. I like what they did with the perks and how they changed it so that it incentivizes you playing more because there's kind of progression now. I think it all worked really well.
I liked the songs.
Then with that.
Oh yeah, then.
Yeah, the one song because Kevin Sherwood was busy.
It was elemental pop.
Oh yeah. So, again. Cold War, really good, great zombies, and so there's this big smash comeback for zombies. It's like everybody was excited. It's like, holy shit, zombies is back. Then we had Call of Duty Vanguard, which is just an awful game all around. Actually, just every bit of it is terrible, and the zombies. It's not good, man. Have you ever wanted a zombies game with like a little hub world with safe zones?
Yeah, I want to go into those woods.
Yeah.
I want to go into those woods with the cans of beans and the campfire.
Yeah. Have you actually ever wanted to play that? Because if you did, you're gonna love Call of Duty Vanguard.
Wow.
It's not good, man. It's not good. Shitty game, shitty multiplayer, shitty campaign, shitty everything.
Yeah, I was kind of getting tired with Hub World with Darktide, where it keeps bringing you back to the ship, and then everything's just like unnecessarily like far away in this like arc that you have to walk down to get to anything, and then and fuck, like I mean it's cool. I guess you're in this ship environment that you like never get to see in the game otherwise, and it's kind of neat to get to see the inside of a Warhammer ship, but it
is pretty big. Like the thing I got, like Vermintide does have a hub world, but the thing about Vermintide is that there's like really only 2 things that you interact with. There's like a little shop, and right across him is like where you select a mission. That's it. And it's like 2 steps away from each other.
Yeah, that's what it should be. And I mean, like, you get to see a little Warhammer village, right? This one you get to see the Warhammer. I guess it's because it's 40K. And you know how 40K everything's just fucking gigantic.
Yeah,
so that's
gotta be. Yeah.
I guess that's it. And I mean, like, and you get to see all these other people playing, and it's kind of cool. But the moment that game, and it's already in a decline, when it starts losing players, there's gonna be less people in this ship, so it's gonna seem less populated and less amazing, less fantastic. It's gonna seem less big. It's just gonna seem not. It's not maybe not less big, but just more empty. It's just gonna suck when it loses players, and even then, and you walk around. So I feel like it's so slow. And then when you get to the menus, it's just a fucking normal game menu anyway. Like, it almost might as well just be just a bunch of tabs and menus when you go.
Like, let's say you go to, like, the tech priest, and it gives you everything else. Like, it gives you, like, the weapons shop and, like, the cosmetic and everything. Like, you can just access it from there. Like, you'll press a tab, and it'll switch over. That would be the better way to do it.
And then it even goes to the right, because they have, like, a certain screen, and it shows the character you're talking to.
Yeah, it'll change their screen. And
yeah, and it would just change it so it's that one now. And then if needed to, it even, like, teleports your character there. So that way when you leave the menu, now you're at the right guy that you were just at. Yeah. Like, it just seems unnecessary. Or, like, leave it in, but then have the option to have it be, like quicker. Just because it just sucks the way that it is. All right. Don't cut towards yourself, but, you know, that's the real secret.
Yeah, I do definitely want to play Dark Tide, though. I hope, because for some reason, it's not on PlayStation, so I gotta wait if it ever comes.
Is it, generally, is it cross-platform or whatever?
I think because right now it's only on on PC and Xbox, so I think it is cross-platform. And I imagine if they ever do a PS5 version, it would be as well. So, like, theoretically, if this does happen, since Discord works now, we could end up playing Darktide together.
Wow,
this may be a possibility in the future.
Wow,
this may happen.
This may leaps and bounds in innovation. Like, this is the best year to be watching Slathe the Space Marine.
Yeah. I have hope that'll happen, though, because Vermintide did come to PlayStation 2, so I don't see why Darktide wouldn't be. They don't, like, have an exclusive deal with, like, Xbox or anything, so...
It's just one of those... It's just one of those, it comes out on this one first, now you have to wait because you're on the other one?
Yeah. It might be that. I hope.
Yeah, unless it never comes out.
Again, I do want to play it. Because right now I'm like starved of 40K games. Because I've got to wait until it's like 8 months until Space Marine 2 releases. Because it got pushed back.
What was that one that just came out? That was everyone was talking with Rogue Trader.
Rogue Trader. I completely forgot about Rogue Trader. I'll just shut my fucking mouth because I said I'm starved of 40K games.
Yeah.
And then
so
there's Rogue Trader.
There's Rogue Trader right there. Yeah, it just came out. I've not really tried it or really looked into it too much. Somebody was playing it and showing it to me.
I do want to give it a shot because, like, I was never really into, like, turn-based RPGs, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I played Baldur's Gate 3, and that kind of, like, blew me away. And it's like it's made me more open to trying games of that style. Baldur's Gate 3, if you haven't played it, go play it. Really good game. I have, as of now, 334 hours on the game. Really good.
That is a long amount of time for a game that's not been out that long. Well, that is impressive.
It's a very good game. Like, I've played a lot with my friends too. It's incredible.
Okay, I know some people who have been playing it, and they would definitely say the same. Baldur's Gate, great game. Try it out. Yeah. I think I watched it, and there was something about it I didn't like it, just aesthetically. And I think I looked at the combat, and it was like this, like a above-looking kind of Final Fantasy Tactics sort of thing.
Kind of. You can get closer. It's because it's based off 5th edition D&D. Well, it is 5th edition D&D.
Yeah, I believe you're right on that one. It's got all.
I know I'm right. Don't question me.
No, I'm pretty sure you are. Yeah, Baldur's Gate D&D. Yeah, and I don't know. D&D, that's a game that I hadn't properly played in a long time. Actually, I did recently play D&D again with a bunch of friends, although it was, I think, the most recent edition, I think. I wasn't really, like, running too much of the rules. I was just kind of playing and kind of, you know, getting the benefit of people who knew what they were doing, you know. So, but I did get to play it again recently, which was kind of nice.
Sorry for interruption.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you like D&D and you like 40k, you basically can play Dark Imperium. I guess this system names Dark Imperium, where you're creating your character and with your friends you're playing like D&D style game, but in 40k.
Yeah, I've heard of that. There's also
Yeah, it's a tabletop RPG. Yeah,
No,
40k.
it's not kind of tabletop. It's more like role playing.
yeah, it's more. I mean, you could use figures, kind of like with Dungeons and Dragons, but I think there's also Death Watch, which is a similar.
Death Watch. There's also Black Crusade, I believe, and also Rogue Trader.
And Rogue
'cause
Trader. Yep.
that is a thing now too.
Yep. There's the new
Also
Rogue
a
Trader.
tabletop game.
Yep. Another RPG, and I've heard good things about Rogue Trader because I mean, like, I think these games are fairly. You could probably cross them together or do something. You could probably figure it out because it's a similar system enough. That it's, you know, it leaves you with a lot of options as what you could, you know, bring to the table, so to speak, with your characters, and you know, so it's interesting. I might check that out. I don't know. It might be a while since I do. Oh, what's that?
Definitely be trying out. I will definitely be picking up Rogue Trader, the video game, eventually, because I mean, shit, seems really good. I think there's even going to be like extra DLC for it later on too, and also big titty Eldar girl.
Oh well, you know what? I'm sold. I think I need to get Rogue Trader, the video game, then. You know, not just for the gameplay, but clearly for the story.
Oh yeah.
Now that
The
I've
story, no, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, let's be honest, that's why you play an RPG, isn't it? You're there to play the role.
yeah. Oh, and you saw me point this out. I can't believe I couldn't believe it that Chrono Trigger is on Steam. Holy shit! I have to get this game. I need to get Chrono Trigger. I need to play it again because it's been too long. That game's so good. The music's amazing. I need to play. I need to do another. I need to do Chrono Trigger again. You know, and oh man, I want to do that when I get a chance. But I've got so many games that I need to get through. You know, I've got, what is it? The Oblivion, Skyrim, Morrowind, Fallout games. There are no other games in that list. You know, all the games that I've been playing lately. Right? I've not been playing any other games lately, right? Exactly.
I don't believe so, no. Not that
Exactly.
I remember.
See? As long as nobody says Half-Life, I never played it.
You already got it. You must play Half-Life, though.
And then,
we were having fun, Slathe.
yeah, about that.
This guy. This fucking
and
guy.
then they put Horace's body on the chair. Jeez, Davey.
The Emperor was Horus all along. This whole time.
Oh, that'd be wicked. Oh, and then
that'd be a great twist. You know, every time we were saying for the Emperor, we're actually saying for Horus.
oh, it's just. I mean, it's kind of like, you know what that would be like if that was the case? That would be like Marnius Calgar.
What about him?
Well, Marnius Calgar. How when he was a kid, his friend Marnius Calgar died, so he took the name Marnius Calgar, and he's now Marnius Calgar.
I didn't know that was a thing. I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah. They made this comic, right? This Marnius Calgar comic. And in it shows Marnius Calgar jumping on top of, I think, a defiler and, like, ripping its head off. right? Like just something that you could go like, how the hell did you get up there, right? In this image,
he's an ultramarine.
yeah. He's originally he's a beaky, so he sneak 100 up there. So, jeez. So yeah, there's a bunch of recruits that are being chosen or something, right? Like they're doing some test, I think. And then, one of them, who, like, the one that I think you think is going to be Marnius Calgar the whole time, because, his name is Marnius Calgar. He's this kind of generic-looking blonde kid main character that they have in this comic. And then I'm pretty sure he just eats it. Right? Like, he just, like, done.
Uh-huh.
And then his friend goes, like, when he's the only survivor, he goes, I'm Marnius Calgar. So, the whole time, Marnius Calgar's really been, Hans Transwilliger or whatever from The Simpsons. Right? Like, like Principal Skinner's not Principal Skinner.
Yeah. Armin Tamzarian.
Armin Tamzarian. Yeah, Marnius Calgar is actually Armin Tamzarian. And
fucking hell.
Yeah. And that's where we are with that right now. Like that's actually I think a couple years old now, that story. But I mean, like, if you're not,
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I personally, the Ultramarines don't exist to me. I don't think they're real.
Well, if you don't have your ear to the ground, you're not going to hear that story, pretty much. I think... who did it?
I pick up... I'll just, like, pick up on it once in a while. Like, I'll watch, like, one of maybe, like, Valrak's videos where he's, like, explaining some shit that happened in the lore. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. That's basically how I've been getting 40k lore from now on.
Yeah, Valrak makes good videos.
Another cool channel called Live from the Black Library. Go subscribe right now. Everyone should go subscribe.
Oh, do we got a link? We pop like a link in the chat or something?
I guess I am not affiliated with this channel, so I feel like I shouldn't.
Oh, okay. Well, if you don't feel like you want to share the love for another channel, don't.
But go subscribe.
Go subscribe to whoever he said. What did you think of your cameo appearance in the Belvalrak Hills Ninja, Jackler?
Oh shit! Regrettably, I don't think I've watched that yet.
Ooh, okay. Well, let me know.
Well, now I've got to pull it up on the TV here. Let's see.
Yeah, it really brings it back to the old times. The old videos. It's one of those. It's one of those classic edits. I don't know if I could pull it up on stream, because I don't know how happy the stream would be with me pulling up, like, a movie clip, even with a bunch of, like, edited things in there. Streams are a little bit more picky, Like, I think there was that one time where I think I started watching, like, Star Trek in the background. It wasn't even on screen, but it picked it up on the microphone, and then it was just like, your stream is dead. You are dead. We will find you. Like, so I'm kind of careful with that now, but yeah. So have you seen Beverly Hills Ninja, Chris Farley?
I know of it, but I have not watched it.
Oh, okay. That is a shame. Maybe we'll have to start movie nights in Bloodhound's Discord.
Oh, there I am. Yeah, there I am. Movie night? That would be kind of cool.
We'd have to have a crowd for it.
I'd have to fucking watch it on my phone is the issue, because for some reason I can't.
You can't watch it on the Xbox?
TV. Well, I don't have an Xbox. I can't watch it on the PS5 for some reason.
PS5, sorry, that's what I meant. PS5, Xbox, it's like the same thing.
Get it right.
It's the same thing.
You gotta get it right. Mods, kill him.
Jeez, like, don't you know the difference between a PlayStation and an Xbox? Ugh.
There's a beard guy from the channel, the one.
That's Dave from Mini Wargaming.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. Yeah, Dave has been in those edits since like the Karate Kid one. Which
Yeah,
which
like
actually
the
you helped me
beginning
out. You helped me make that actually. You helped me with
Did I?
Yes, you did. Although you might not have realized it at the time.
Oh.
Because what was it? I believe that was when I asked you to help me get a bunch of PNG heads, because you were able to do it better on your
and
phone.
I cut them out for you. Yeah.
Than I was able to do on my computer at the time, because it was something about like I didn't have Photoshop or something at the time, and it was just so much cleaner the way you did it, or the way you did it on your phone. So it was just like, hey, could you get like a head of, and who was it? It was, and you even helped me pick out some of the characters too, because it was a bunch of different 40K YouTubers. So there was Major Kill.
It was like everyone. Yeah, it was like Major Kill with Gamza. What's his name?
Arch. Dave.
Yeah, Arch Warhammer, Valrak.
Ooh,
there was Sargon in there too.
Sargon was there. There was who else was there? Garf was in there, is he still by the same name? Epic.
I think so. Yeah.
Epic Narrator was in there. And Navi was in there, right? During the first one. And then yeah. Wow, that really brings it back.
Yeah, wow. Whew. The old days.
The
good old days.
Yeah, the old crew. Well, who are we missing? Who are we missing? Wintermoth?
I gotta give that a like.
Where's Wintermoth? Wintermoth, where are you?
He completely disappeared. I think he's dead.
Wintermoth! What happened to you? Where are you? There was a few people back then. But yeah, so
the old crew.
Yeah. So that kind of carries over from that. I still have all those PNGs actually. I use them as my stock sort of go-to heads. Like I reused those either all or I used most of them. I didn't use Sargon, and I didn't reuse Arch in this one I'm about to mention though. The Cobra Rack Kai or whatever. The Cobra. Yeah. The one where it's Johnny from Cobra Kai and he's doing like the montage thing. Like I re-included most of them in that one.
And then there's the Karate Kid one where you're Danny, but then in the next one, I remember he got mad at this. That you were Danny, but then in the next one you were Johnny because Johnny's the good guy in Cobra Kai.
It was yeah, that's what that's what he says. He says that I made myself Daniel and that I made myself Johnny because because Daniel and Johnny were the good guys. Now, it had absolutely nothing to do with being the good guys. It wasn't that at all. The reason...
Okay, whatever you say.
No, the reason why I was Daniel in the first one, and then why I was Johnny in the one after that, is because I, compared to Valrak, am the underdog, and he's the successful one, right? Like where Daniel in the first movie... When you compare him to Johnny, because Johnny is like the rich kid, the what does he call himself? Ex-degenerate, right? And he's trying to like fix his life, and he's clearly got whatever going on. Like the way that they make him in the 80s movie, he's the rich kid bad. No, not bad, but the rich kid, bully kid almost, right? Is kind of what they make him into.
Yeah.
And Daniel is this like poor kid from New York or whatever, right? Who is like living in like a closet, and like he's Harry Potter. And then when you get to Cobra Kai, right? where are they, right? Daniel has the successful car business, like, what is it, like, he sells cars, and he makes commercials and stuff, and people know who he is because he's a champion, and all that. And Johnny, where's Johnny?
Yeah.
And where's Johnny? He's living at a fucking motel with bed bugs and roaches that are, like, infesting his couch and shit. And like,
I've watched Cobra Kai. I watched the first season, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, if you oh man, that's why it had nothing to do with being the good guy. It had nothing to do with our hair colors, because he dyed his hair at that one point blonde, right? He's like, I'm Johnny because I have the blonde hair, and it was just like, okay, all right. So no, that, just to set that straight, I'm Daniel and Johnny, and he is Daniel and Johnny, because of the dynamics of just who and what and where and why sort of thing, right? Like, because he made it and I didn't. That's it.
Slathe has beat the allegations.
That's right. Oh no, like there's been some good moments, right, where I think Valrak was like, oh, it's that Slathe guy, that copies everything I do. And then, and he's like, oh, he copies everything I do. He made a YouTube channel, like, I made a YouTube channel, he makes a YouTube channel, and then I, like, look, and I made a video on this one, and then, I put on the date his channel was created, and the date my channel was created, and guess which one comes first. And then he's like, oh, he makes a Space Marine chapter, I make a Space Marine chapter, and then I, like, find this picture of,
guess
like,
which one was first?
I find this picture of, like, some of my Space Marines and stuff that I wrote from, like, early 2000s, and it's just kind of like, boom. So I don't know when he did, but like, boom, here's this. I get a Space Marine helmet, he gets a Space Marine helmet, and then there's like it's just years before when I had the Beaky helmet, right? So no, I don't know. I've been it's all bants though. It's all banter, right? Like it's none of it's
yeah, of course.
It's all banter, right? Like Valrak's a great guy. I have a great amount of respect for Valrak. Valrak's a pretty cool guy. And,
what else we got? Big Red. You still talk to Big Red?
Yeah, Big Red 40K, Big Red 40 Tech now. Actually, he's
Big Red, who is no longer a 40K channel.
No, he's just a 40 Tech channel.
Yeah,
he's Big Red 40 Tech. Don't ever forget that one. That's right. He pops in around from time to time. He's very dedicated to his craft, or what he's doing. He's very he like writes his own scripts, and he like makes these massive edits. Like I have a.
I mean, that's his job now, right?
It is effective. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like his full-time job now, and he does a brilliant job at it. Like I don't know if I could be more impressed, or I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it. I mean, like, it is absolutely amazing the amount that he's put into it, and the quality and the professionalism of it. Absolutely brilliant. I would definitely recommend checking out Big Red 40 Tech, formerly Big Red 40K, which is kind of it's a BattleTech channel. Maybe it'll sprinkle a mentioning of Warhammer here and there. A lot of live streams, a lot of information about individual mechs.
I still subscribe to him, so I do get like notifications for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's all 40. It's all BattleTech now.
Yeah,
it's pure BattleTech as far as I can see.
As far as I've seen lately, that's true. It's all BattleTech.
Which is cool. I've played. Now that I've played MechWarrior 5, I have learned more about BattleTech and gotten more into BattleTech.
Wait a second, you're talking that some guy making a lot of stuff about 40k, but now he switched and making only BattleTech?
Yeah, that's about it, yeah.
He made some, originally he was called, Big Red 40k, where he made a few 40k things, but then now he's kind of switched over to BattleTech.
And what
kind of he has.
And what kind of reason, what happened to push him from 40k, which he loves so much, to another universe, basically?
I think he always liked BattleTech as well. I don't think it was just like I'm abandoning ship completely. It was more like I have this other garden that I'm gonna go play in. But I think
like he
something.
I've only spoken to him once personally, but I know he's always been into BattleTech as well.
Mhm.
It's always been a thing that he's liked. So it's not like he just suddenly switched to it.
About this guy, but it looks like for me, it looks like some kind of situation where some creator facing GWs themselves, and and he don't like this company, and he just saying like, I don't want to make anything about this universe. I don't want to have a deal with this company, and just going and making BattleTech stuff.
That could
It could
definitely.
be that. It could be a
yeah.
little bit of that. A little bit of that, yeah.
Yeah, I
don't
wouldn't.
know.
I
Again,
wouldn't rule it out.
No, we are not here to Big Red.
Yeah, this isn't that. You know what? Despite the fact that I've made like 2 videos calling him a communist, yeah, this in jest, of course. Like it's all bants. It's all fun, right? We're all friends. The I just brain farted. I don't even know what I was about to say there. Yeah, this is not a battle of Big Red slander channel, but yeah, no,
We're not slandering.
yeah, no, we're not gonna, yeah, no,
BattleTech.
yeah, we're not. Oh no, of course not. No, how dare you reject my bachal? And
Dare refuse my bachal?
and but yeah, I think there was something about because he was like, what was it? I think he really liked Chaos Marines, Chaos Space Marines. He was like his favorite, but they were just just mistreated for so long as like a consumer base. The people who liked Chaos, the models degrading effectively, the lore, just them being absolute pieces of shit. I think all of that plus, I believe, and this is just me recanting what I was told. I really can't speak for the man, but I believe it was just a series of corporate decisions, and then just the general climate of the way that it's been kind of treating him, not obviously not individually, but like him as a part of this consumer base, disillusionment that then led to going, I get better treatment from this. I think that's what it is, but I would just be guessing, and he could set the record straight, if he came around, he jumped over and was like, Slathe, I think you're wrong about that.
I'm seeing it a lot, like with the guy which made, how you call it, CGI videos about like 40k battles and stuff like that, and then Games Workshop show up and said, we're gonna sue you, and he just stopped. He's saying like officially,
there was what was his name? Sodaz.
And he started making movies about Fallout universe, I guess. Like he making a lot of videos with Brother of Steel fighting NCR and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's Sodaz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he actually got. It was in that time when GW was like the thing. It's like, oh, we're gonna hire these creators to work for us. Like, that's when they got the guy who did Astartes. I think his name was Sayama Peterson. That's when they got him in there too. And then, so when they hired Sodaz, I remember him making like a post on his channel about it. They supposedly said like, hey, we want to come work for us. He said, yeah, sure. And then they basically went radio silent and never spoke to him. And at that point, he was just like, okay, you guys are just like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna do this.
Push him to hide all his videos, like making about 50K or something like that.
Yeah, and it's like it kind of just comes off as like you just got this guy so that he would stop making 40k stuff. That's how it comes off as.
Also, this guy, I guess, made another kind of not 40k short movie.
Yeah, he did a whole Halo movie.
No, he making some kind of like looks like kind of 40k but not 40k kind of movie where some not space marines fighting against Xenos on the moon.
Oh yeah. It's the ones who did the Exodite, which is another 40k fan project that got like sucked up by GW. The difference is that at least that one actually came out. Whereas I really want to know what they've done with the Astartes guy. Like, what have they done to him? Is he safe? Is he okay? Is he where is he? Is he safe? Is he all right?
What's going on?
Yeah, because he's basically just disappeared. Like, and I can't find. There's the new show, Pariah Nexus. I can't find like any credits for it, so I don't know if he worked on it because I can't find any credits for it at all.
Maybe they giving him a deal like, we're gonna give you a lot of money and you're doing fucking nothing because you're doing better.
We're gonna pay you to keep quiet. They bribed them to stop making 40K animations.
Well, I mean, it was probably one of the biggest buzzes about 40K in a while, right? Like Astartes. There was a lot of people were talking about it, and
got a lot of people in. I'm actually gonna look that up right now. See, like, is he safe? Is he all right?
In that exact phrasing. Yeah. I want to
is
see
he
where
safe? Is he all right?
Is he secret? Is he safe?
16th of April. This is 22.
This part. Jeez, it took me 5 minutes just to figure out what these even are, and I still don't even know what they are, and they just go on the wings. This model's awesome. I have no idea what half of it is. I'm gonna have to come up with some names. I'm definitely not putting that up to public vote.
I mean, okay, so I find some things like apparently he is still like working for GW, but I can't really find anything like definitive. Like this is just, as far as I can tell, it's all hearsay.
He's still licensed, but they're not getting him to do anything, so effectively he's still shit-canned.
They might be. I've seen some people saying like he worked on like some of the new trailers, like for Space Marine 2, he apparently might have worked on that. Again, it's just hearsay. So I really don't know. We'll never know, I suppose.
No, we maybe someday, but for now it's some kind of forbidden knowledge. Okay.
Yeah, it's forbidden knowledge. Whatever happened to Astartes guy?
When the NDA runs out, we'll know.
When the NDA was out, yeah.
Like, see, this is a problem with Games Workshop. Like, all companies, when they became too big, they became corporations, and corporations, they're not actually good, you know?
Yeah, who'd have guessed?
Yeah.
Before, when they were just a small company with heart and soul and
heart and soul, and then they killed Warhammer Fantasy, and then that's when it began. The dark times. Before the dark times.
Oh no! Wow, we're beginning to sound like Epic Narrator. All the new Warhammer. It's all bad. Got to go back to old Warhammer.
Well, I can
say
that new lore, like in 40K, worse than old one, because it's not so grimdark as it used to be. Now it's more kind of Marvel movies style, you know.
Yeah, as long as
some of it still is. I think like there's good bits and bad bits. You know, I don't think it's all terrible, but it's definitely, I don't think it's as good as it used to be. Most things aren't, of course.
Yeah, a lot of things are definitely in the decline. Like, not to beat the dead horse, but like all of the different franchises with Star in their name, right? And and you know, anything from the 90s that you think of fondly that had a cartoon,
it's gone now.
Well, no, it's not. No one's ever really gone. But now, you know, now they're changed. It's like Red Dragon, right? Like, see, this is Animaniacs. This is Animaniacs changed, right? Like, you know, do you see? And, you know, now we just have to...
I'm Ray. Ray who? Ray-tarded.
You know, the premise of that movie, now that we're going on Star Wars here, apparently, the premise of that movie,
Yeah.
I'm actually not totally against. Like, there's the whole like, shenanigans lately, like, what everyone's talking about this director, right? Like, let's see, what are we on? We're almost on 3 hours now, so, it's time for another smoke break.
It's not also about director. It's about all this system,
Mm-hmm.
like old movies. Do you know how Predator movie made it? Like first one, Predator with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, yeah.
They just grab some cameras, go into jungle, living in a shitty hotel with dirty water, broken toilet, fucking mosquitoes, eating shitty food while they filming a movie, using locals, and it's not very expensive movie became, and
Mhm.
they gain a lot of money in the end because they spent not much of on the first movie, and they trying hard to make it good. Nowadays movies, it's making on green screen, on safe places with huge budgets because of huge number of people involved, and not also people like making a movie, like shooting, acting, writing plots and stuff like that, but also some people like people who bring in coffee, some people who I don't know, um, making good hair, people who I don't know, some people that must look like diversity officers and stuff like that. And the list of these people, it's fucking endless, and all those people must be paid for their kind of important job.
Mhm. It balloons, it's
But
inflated.
yeah, the budget gets bigger, but the quality of the movie somehow
Yeah.
gets lower. The quality becomes more shit despite the budget being bigger. Yeah.
Well, you can
Star Wars
sacrifice
has not been doing very good.
you can
It's like
sacrifice some quality
original,
as long as you are able to get the
original Lord of
message.
the Rings with a show from Amazon. Compare original movies and this new show about how it calls Rings of Power or something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Rings
yeah,
of
the Rings
Power.
of Power, which
Oh
it's not doing too well either.
no.
Yeah.
No. Evil cannot create; it can only corrupt.
And this is why I'm afraid about all this project with Henry Cavill and 40K TV show and stuff like that.
I don't trust it.
Even if Cavill trying hard to make it good, all this system, this company, a bunch of those people, they can make it shit.
Isn't he supposed to be producing it?
Like, I do. Yeah, then here's the thing: is that producer can mean just about anything,
Yeah.
That's the issue with that. See, I do trust. I think Henry Cavill's fine. I know he does definitely like 40K, and I don't think he'd try to do anything stupid with it. Like if he was like the end all be all, if he was like the George Lucas of the 40K movie, if nobody could tell him no, I don't think he would, purposefully anyway, try and fuck it up. It's just that, again, like Dex said, there's a lot of people involved. He's not the only one, and so the people involved, well, they can definitely not like the franchise as much as he does.
Yeah,
it's like the same thing that happened.
Yeah, and this is
the same thing that happened with the. Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
This is another problem because companies buying rights, buying franchises, yeah, like you're saying, but they given this product to make this product for people who don't very inspiring. They don't like this universe. They don't like those characters. But like with the Witcher TV show, creators of the Witcher They don't give a fuck about the book. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
about...
they don't even fucking like The Witcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
And ironically, Henry Cavill, like the only one there that really liked The Witcher. So when they like, go off of like, let's say they try to deviate from either like the games or the books, obviously he got kind of mad at it, and that's why he fucking quit.
There's a certain level of
That's why he
tolerance,
fucking
though,
quit.
that I mean, there should be a certain level of tolerance for an adaptation to diverge
I agree.
slightly.
He understands that as well. Like there was this scene. It's brought up a lot of examples. So there's, like Geralt, right? He's like the main character. He's played by Henry Cavill. So he has his horse called Roach, and in the scene in the show, Roach dies. And originally in the script, the writer, she wanted to make like, when Roach dies, instead of it being like a strong moment, because this is like he loves his horse, right? It's like a companion.
Mhm.
He was originally going to end up like making a fucking joke to try and lighten the mood, when it's like, no, that's absolutely not. That's just stupid. So obviously Henry Cavill, playing the character, who knows the character, got a little mad at that, because it's a very stupid decision. It's a very like Marvel movie thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like something like that. I have to agree with him. I would not tolerate that personally.
It's kind of like, how come Ben Affleck never said Batman shouldn't like be
Yeah.
like when
Shouldn't be killing people.
Well, he shouldn't be killing people. There's just also some bad moments. Like didn't Batman get like lassoed of truth, and he was like, "Yes, Wonder Woman, you're so cute, and your biddies are so titties," right? Like, isn't there some part like that, right? And then he's like, "Oh shit, I was on the lasso of truth." Yeah, that was in the recent Flash movie, the one with Chokey McGee. Chokey Mick run across the country guy.
Yeah.
He in that movie, there's a scene where, because it starts off right. I'm not sure if you've seen it or not. And for the people at home, so it starts off with Batman and the Flash like saving the day, right? With this amazing scene with Flash saving a bunch of babies that are falling out of a
I can't call
skyscraper.
Because you fucking suck ass.
It's amazing because I couldn't stop laughing during the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like that's where it was amazing. I couldn't I couldn't, because it's like DC is generally, it's got that darker tone or more whatever. It's more, it's more gray. Let's kind of say, like, it's not reaching the rainbow. Then again, Suicide Squad, right? And then
or just maybe, DC decided like that fans of DC universe are same stupid as Star Wars fans, and they gonna eat any shit they made. So they made this scene with the babies. Like nobody give a fuck. But then people just saying, no, this is done bad.
oh, it looks like the babies look they look like cartoons. They don't look real or convincing in any way. Like they don't
I love the
those babies.
There's this scene that's unintentionally funny.
And then he puts it in the
because there's
microwave.
Flash.
Like, I can't.
Yeah, Flash puts it in a microwave. Where here's the thing is that Ezra Miller, Flash's actor, he would absolutely do that in real life.
That's what made it so funny. That's what made it, like, with all of the things going on about Ezra Miller at the time, and then all of a sudden there's this scene where he's like putting babies in microwaves, they're getting flamethrowered, and he's like booting them up and eating a burrito and shit while it's all happening. It was so ludicrous that I loved it. I loved it and how terrible it was. And the CG babies, like, and the dog, like, hey, but after all that, and then they get through this like really short highway bridge scene, right, where they're going across this mega bridge, and Batman doesn't give a shit in these movies about, like, he's just fucking shooting everything. And now he's like water skiing kind of like behind their car but on the bridge, I guess, or something. And then they save them or whatever. Wonder Woman shows up and of course has that Wonder Woman music, and it's like got all like the kind of Gregorian singers in the background. And then yeah, Batman's pretty much just like, oh man, yeah, you're really cute, Diana. Oh shit. And then he realizes that it's like ever so slightly like caught around his like belt or something. It's like touching him. It's like grazing him. And oh, I couldn't resist. Like I bet like
this scene must be made much better with a lot of silly jokes, you know.
Yeah, like I'm not for that. It worked because like it worked unfortunately because it worked, or it doesn't work. Sorry, it's included because it worked and succeeded in Guardians of the Galaxy with Star Killer or Star Cruiser, Star Lord, man, Star Lord. You know, so. With it worked with him because he like there's some precursors to this of course, but like it worked really successfully because his character it just fit. It didn't feel wrong. It didn't feel like you're being like treated like an idiot because this character was always kind of silly the whole time. So it didn't seem out of character. But then when you see like Batman or like fucking Aquaman who's like he's like some drunk, like I don't know, like it doesn't work when they, because like there was the Justice League movie that came out, right? And then they have this Aquaman character and he seems like he's like a grizzled asshole, but then they have this shot of him like brightly smiling on top of whatever the fuck he's riding, I don't know, like a wave or something, and he's like, yeah, and it's just like, you know, this doesn't match up. Like this movie's bipolar or schizophrenic, and it doesn't know who it is.
Yeah.
Like it.
I think it has to be. They get it from Marvel because Marvel is the one that started that. It's like, oh, let's have our characters do funny quips every 2 minutes. It works a little better in that, like with some characters, like let's say like Iron Man. You know, he's always been that kind of, you know, he's kind of funny. He'll make a joke once in a while. Spider-Man, obviously, that's his whole thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then it gets to a point, like, even in, you know, where, even if the movies did have a bit of comedy in them, the serious moments were still treated seriously. Whereas in the newer movies, they're trying to, like, make a joke every, like, 2 fucking seconds. Even when it's definitely not the time, like to put in perspective. So in the newer Thor movie, Love and Thunder.
Oh God.
They have this ice cream shop, right? That has like Thanos's like gauntlet holding like an ice cream cone, like that's like on top of like that's the sign for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, there's this catastrophic event that killed half of the population of the entire universe.
Yeah.
Right? That's like if you made
Auschwitz ice cream.
Ice cream. Yeah, it's like if you made Auschwitz ice cream, 9/11 ice cream.
Yeah.
They have no, the writers of these movies have no fucking what's the word for it? They're not fucking sentient.
Tone.
They have no
like tone and like it would be like having Uncle Ben die in front of Peter and he's like crying, but then like an inflatable wiffle bat like hits Ben in the face. You know, and then it makes like a squeaky chew toy noise, right? Like it hits, and then, you know, so that way everyone's laughing now, and it's like this isn't the moment. Yeah, that's definitely.
And a lot of the new movies are like that. And they've there's really been, in terms of Marvel, there's the new Spider-Man movie, which was actually pretty good, and then there's the new Guardians of the Galaxy, which is also kind of good. So really, you have 2 good movies in 1 year. So they've really fallen off hard.
Yeah, but the problem is that all other movies, they're fucking sucks.
Yeah, there's not a lot that's great out there.
Because the other movies, the other movies end up copying them because Marvel, they had Infinity War and Endgame like biggest thing ever,
Yeah, but for some
So I
reason
think a lot of
made in bed, like it doesn't work and it doesn't bring enough of money.
Sometimes it does, and then they repeat it,
and
and then
now
it gets done to death, right? Like it works once.
From my perspective, it is good. It must be sucks because people fucking tired from all these movies about comics characters.
Oh, for
Too
sure.
much comics movies.
Yeah, I can think back to when the only comic book movies that would have been around would have been like Batman Returns, like like the one with Michael Keaton, and like where he like the one where he like fights the Joker with Michael Keaton, or the one where he fights like Catwoman and Penguin, and then there was like the Superman movies, and then there was like there was like a couple things that existed around then, like then in like the 90s after that, then there was Blade, right, with Wesley Snipes. And that one was pretty good, right? And then those ones also declined, even if they look like those movies look like gods on Mountain Olympus compared to what's coming out now. But even the Blade, like
yeah.
But Blade 3, when you
they're making a new Blade movie.
Yes, and Blade's gay, right?
Can you remember when
Probably
when people who promoting Black Panther saying like, "Oh my God, first movie about black character, like black superhero. Yeah. What about fucking Blade?"
What about Steel?
Yeah, they're all advertising. Like, yeah, Steel. Yeah, even older, fucking Steel. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And, they're going like, guys, this is the first black superhero movie. Like, bro.
Oh yeah, it's such shit. Like it's they're clearly not even looking at the
and then,
the history of these movies, or like they're not looking at what exists. It's just to claim first this, first that,
just,
and
yeah,
and no, yeah, it is getting really tiring. The message,
especially Star Wars, like the mess, as Critical Drinker puts it, the message.
Yeah, like there was one line that stuck with me with those new Star Wars movies. And it's probably the one, like, it's a line that nobody would ever expect. It's one where Finn looks at BB-8, I think that's what it's called, and he goes, "Droid, please." Mm-hmm. And because you know what they were really saying. You like, and it was and I mean, like, it was like like, I don't know, I felt like it took away from the galaxy far, far away the moment that they did that. And like all of a sudden I was sitting there going like, what the fuck is this? Why did they not only are they making like, you know what? I can't even like articulate it right now. Like, it's just my frustration with that one. My frustration with that one is that, like, they took a character that was semi-interesting, probably one of the characters most interesting to a lot of people in that one, Finn. The one that he was the ex-stormtrooper. People were really excited with the possibilities of what this character was going to bring to the table.
Finn should have been the main character of the movie. In my opinion, I think Finn should have been the main character. You could just completely throw Rey out the window, and he could be the main character.
I thought Rey was going to be a completely different character from the start. When I first saw the first one, I thought she was going to be the mute monk savant character. You know, like the acrobatic mute monk. I honestly thought that was what she was going for.
She has, she has like movie autism where you're like retarded, but it makes you super smart.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, like it kind of like, because like the movie kind of starts off with her. She doesn't say a single word, but you see that she's clearly very like physically adept or whatever. Like, she's really good at what she does. She's able to like surfboard down the thing or whatever. We see her like fighting with her Donatello bow staff in like the fucking, I don't know, Aladdin Agrabah like store area, right? Where, but then Rey's character loses it the moment that I forget what the line was, but like Finn grabs her hand and then she's like, I don't need no man, or whatever she says, right? Like, there was something that gave like, all of a sudden the writing was on the wall. And those movies are almost tragic because you would want them to be good, right? And then they ended up being kind of what they were. And now they are what they are, so we kind of have either, we don't accept them or we make the best of them. And with those movies, one thing that I find interesting, at the very least, is the differing of opinions and the changing of opinions that happened on the second one. It came out, the director was really criticized, and for good reasons, right? Like, kind of like this new director, where they went into things that he once said, which was, man, I really wish that I could destroy a franchise, or whatever he said, right? Or I forget exactly what he said. And then we get this thing, and we go,
like when you say stuff like that, it's like, man, that doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good, right? And then we see that, and then we see the movie, and we go, oh, look, he's trying to ruin the franchise because he, whatever, insert the reasons, from the previous movie, from all the movies, whichever way you want to look at it. But then one of the turnaround on that one is that I've heard a lot of people say that the second one, out of those three, right? Like, I'm not talking about the big, all 9 of them. I'm not talking about Solo. I'm not talking about... So, just those 3 movies, I've seen a complete 180 on that one, where people say now the second one is the best one of the 3 of them, and for a variety of reasons.
That's a lie. That is a gaslight.
Can I say? Can I say something before I leave you? Okay.
Yeah. It's been good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, new movies, except with one exception, Rogue One. Rogue One is kind of okay, but all new movies which making after Disney deal. When Disney grab rights on this universe, all new movies, they're fucking sucks. They're all shit. And after I heard like some new woman that saying that she wanna make man, I don't know, feels bad, feels hurt. I just think, fuck this universe. Like, I don't want to see any kind of movies.
Did you?
Whatever they want. I just wanna.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go and watch something else.
Before you go though, on that one, did you hear where that quote came from for the new director, where she says, "I want to make men feel uncomfortable"?
I can't remember actually.
It came from because she was
I know it was from. It's from a different movie. It's not from Star Wars.
No, not far from it.
But like,
she's a
documentarian.
And she was making a movie, like a documentary, about honor killings in like Pakistan, right? Like where like your daughter did something, she's pregnant, or your wife, she cheated on you, and then they will kill your wife, kill your daughter. She was the movie she was talking about when she was doing that was about honor killings. So when you put it into the context, and when she's talking about that and like specifically those men, she wasn't talking all men on the planet, men that like Star Wars. She was talking about the men that do the honor killings. I do agree with make these men feel uncomfortable, make them feel accountable for what they do. If we were applying it to Star Wars and Star Wars fans, no.
Yeah. On the other side, it's like, okay, all right, absolutely. I agree on the honor killings thing. I agree absolutely. Then you start to think like, is she really gonna make a good Star Wars movie?
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
I'm not sure about that. Like seriously, like seriously, how much shitty movies those people must made to prove you that those films in wrong hands,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you make a feminist movie, and like, it could be good. If you're good at that, then yeah. But then you go over from that and then into a Star Wars movie, are you going to be good at it?
I mean, if you destroy everything that was good, and then if you lower the standards enough, then anything that comes out.
Or my is fucking stupid.
No, it's been rough. But it's been good. I've been happy to have you on the thing.
Happy to have you, man. I had hope with like fucking what was it with Mandalorian? Because like first season of Mandalorian, it was pretty good. So you start to think like, oh man, hey, maybe Star Wars is picking up. Maybe this could be it. This could be it.
Star Wars is back.
Then season 2 came out. Season 2, yeah, Star Wars, yeah, Star Wars is back, guys. Star Wars is back. And then season 2 comes out and massive drop in quality.
Not
Then
only
the book
not only
of
quality, also this story about this
yeah.
female actor.
Yeah,
I
there's
can't remember.
Bo-Katan, which like, yeah, okay, Bo-Katan is cool, but like I'm here to see Din Djarin, the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if she's there as like a side character, yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. And then they have like this dumbass episode. Was this? No, yeah, this was still season 2, where they stop on this planet and they go to for like no fucking reason at all. Basically, they go to this planet to do like a little side quest for Lizzo and Jack Black. And they do this side quest. They do this side quest for Lizzo and Jack Black, and it does nothing to advance the plot whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know that creators of Mandalorian are planning to make separate show about Gina Carano character.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Yep.
did. And then-
Rangers or something like that, right? It was.
Yeah, Rangers of the New Republic. Yeah.
Yeah, but then all this shit shows started with politics and stuff like that, and they just rejected Gina Carano.
Yeah.
Rejected
Yeah.
the plan.
Yeah, they
They'll
got.
say like we love strong, independent women, but then when they
Yeah.
meet an actual strong, independent
We
woman, they
use
fire
strong,
her.
independent women. What the fuck? What's wrong?
Yeah.
We like strong, independent
And
women,
they-
but as long as they don't disagree with us, they
Yeah.
can't
As
make
long
up
as they
their
don't
own
disagree with us,
mind.
yeah, exactly.
No, we make up their mind for them. Yeah.
We make up their mind, yeah. And then we had the Ahsoka show, which is not very good either. It's probably even worse. Then there's the
Also,
worst of them all.
I'm gonna leave you.
The
okay?
wor-
Have a good night.
All right, man.
Good night.
Let's see you. You have a good night, bro.
Hello.
The worst
Hello,
of them
AR.
all.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome, AR. Where was I? Yeah, the worst of them all, I think, is the Book of Boba Fett. Oh my God, the Book of Boba Fett was so ass. To put in perspective, the best episodes of that show are the ones that Boba Fett is not in.
Yeah, you know, I think the best of Star Wars recently that came from the new content, right? 'Cause it's content now. And it actually was an episode of Mandalorian. I mean, like, there was moments of Ahsoka I'll admit I enjoyed. There was... But the best moment that came from Star Wars, that actually had me sitting there, like, nearly Star Wars theory, like, teary-eyed, going, oh my God, this is beautiful, and no, it wasn't Luke Skywalker, was the pirate episode of Mandalorian, where there's this, like, evil seaweed space pirate that's coming to Apollo Creed's planet, and he's got, like, a Star Destroyer or something. And that episode, if you go from kind of beginning to end, it has like a slow beginning, introduces the problem or like the goons, which then escalates into the bad guy, which then escalates into a ground, air, effectively space battle. So it's just like the Return of the Jedi or like Star Wars, or it's one of those. It's got that classic. I want to say like format or pacing or
Classic feel to it.
Yeah, and
Formula?
in one episode, it's not like a two-parter or like you get a little bit of thing in this. In one episode alone, it hits all the beats, and I want to say like if I had to pick one episode of Mandalorian to just watch as a standalone, almost like its own mini movie, it would be that pirate episode because it's just perfect. With like even like to the destruction of the pirate ship, and it like crashes down like the Star Destroyer in Return of the Jedi onto the Death Star, and we like the pirate bad guy is a piece of shit, and like all of it is great. And then we get like an army of Mandalorians fighting space pirates. Like it's got so many cool things. Like even if you don't know who Boba Fett or the Mandalorians are, it's got cool space soldier guys fighting pieces of shit in like space Mexico, while a pirate Seaweed Man and his little like pig midget are trying to shoot everybody, right? And then we get like the aerial battle, and we get like the whole. Although okay, it was the one, I think it was the episode before, well, one before that or two before that, and then that episode, which gives it the real Star Fox 64 feel, where we have like Mando and his thing versus the pirates, and there's like the camera that's on their pirates' faces in their cockpit, and it looks just like Star Fox. But like, I don't know. I don't think I could actually speak positively enough about that episode. I praised it a ton when it came out, and I said it then, and I'm going to say it now. That was the best and purest piece of Star Wars content that's come out recently that is Star Wars in one clean package. You just have to avoid the rest of the show.
Yeah, just avoid the rest of the show. And on the top of like, we have like the character assassination of Boba Fett in his own show. You think like, okay, Boba Fett, everybody loves Boba Fett. He's this cool, badass character. Except the thing is now, they've taken everything that makes Boba Fett cool, and they've given it to Din Djarin, the Mandalorian.
Yeah, pretty well. Pretty well.
And obviously you have Rise of Skywalker, where no, this is another thing. This is a whole. So remember when Disney bought Star Wars, they ended up making like the legend stuff, the expanded universe, all like non-canon now. But then like, so they do all that, and then they're like, shit, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe because we're out of ideas. So then they start rehashing all this shit from, from Legends, from the expanded universe, and putting it into the current stuff. So like the Ahsoka show has Admiral Thrawn coming back, like the Heir to the Empire books. And then Rise of Skywalker has Palpatine coming back, like he did in that one book, the one book that may I mention, nobody liked.
Was that the one with Luke?
Yeah, it was. I think it was Luke, and I think it was called like Dark Empire, something like that. It's where somehow Palpatine returns because he ended up cloning himself, and basically everyone hated that book because they agreed that Palpatine coming back is completely stupid. It completely invalidates like Anakin's sacrifice and all that. And so now that they're taking all these ideas from the expanded universe that they got rid of, then they realize they have no better ideas. And then they took the stupidest bit of the lore and said, yeah, we're going to use that.
Yeah, that's true. Somehow Palpatine did return.
Like, I know, the expanded universe, like, there was a lot of shit in it, absolutely. But there was also a lot of good in it.
Just like Darth Vader.
Just like Darth Vader.
Right, there's still good in him.
Old Republic... All of the Old Republic stuff, which I just love. It's like my favorite bit of Star Wars, my favorite era of Star Wars is the Old Republic. They ended up making that all completely non-canon, but now they made it canon again because like, hey, shit, we're out of ideas.
I'd be happy if they made the Ewoks movie canon again. Even though it never... I mean, it never...
Christmas special.
I was waiting for it.
I mean, it never happens. Yeah, they did the Christmas special, but not the Ewoks movie? I mean, come on. It's the first live-action depiction of a Dathomir witch. We get to see... what else? We get to see a sort of pre-galactic war... just random person because of Noah, and he's kind of got this like rebel suit kind of looking clothes going on. It was just kind of neat just to get away from the epic drama. Like, you can exist within the Star Wars universe without it being the end of the universe if the thing doesn't, you know what I mean? It could just be a problem for you and your family and your little bear friends. It doesn't have to be like the end of the fucking world, which it seems like it was like Like, what was the problem in Kenobi? I guess it was just they had Leia. Was that it?
They had Leia be a kid. To be a kid.
No, but like
obviously.
but what happens if
so
like
they have this
Obi-Wan
whole thing
loses?
where,
Right? Like there was some threat, wasn't there? Was it just I don't know. I don't.
So there's this fight. So there's this whole thing where it's like, I forgot their names, but Leia's parents contact Obi-Wan saying like, "You swore you would protect her as well. She doesn't have anyone who can protect her." My brother in Christ, you are like this fucking. You lead an entire planet. You are rich. You have an army. You're telling me you can't have your army go and find and protect your daughter? You have to go call Obi-Wan Kenobi, who is busy protecting Luke Skywalker, who really does have no one to protect him other than Obi-Wan.
Well, you see, the reason why the people on Alderaan, they couldn't send their armed forces to chase after Leia and her abductors was because everyone on Alderaan runs just like baby Leia. Right, they run just like that in the forest. So at that speed and with that skill of running, they would never be able to catch up. So they just realized, no, we need to get somebody who's good at running. Well, who's that? And then they looked through all the different movies and they went, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
Obi-Wan
that
Kenobi.
time when he super ran through all the shields and then they were like, no, yeah, here. And they pulled up a YouTube video, what would happen if Obi-Wan Kenobi ran through all the things. And they were like, wow, he sure is real fast. And then and then they showed the destroyer droid scene, Master Destroyers. And then they just like fucking teleport off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so clearly he's fast. He's Sonic the Hedgehog. He's
Clearly.
Yeah, he is Obi
Jokes aside,
Sonichu.
you see where I'm coming with this, right? You get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of
It's just
shit.
stupid to see. Like it makes no real sense. Like I can understand, Obi-Wan being kind of like disillusioned. Like, man, I buried my lightsaber. I'm having a really shit time with like my fucking PTSD.
Yeah.
Right. I can understand that. But the whole thing of him going out to go protect Leia when he has to stay here with Luke, like Luke genuinely does have no one else, and it's even at the same time where there's like an Inquisitor, on Tatooine, looking for sure she's looking for Obi-Wan, but like there's Luke as well. You can't you don't.
And then they find Luke even, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, where's this going? And I don't know. So does like the bonk on the head explain why Luke made a super elaborate Return of the Jedi plan, right? Like Luke's always been special. Not in the Force, but just like because of the bonk on the head. Like, I don't know. Darth Alopecia was not my favorite character in that show. Especially with like the Force lynching that Darth Vader gave her. It was kind of like, what are you going with? Like, you could almost see it. There was like an invisible Force rope, an invisible Force tree that was lifting her up.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what is this? What are you going for
I wonder
here?
what kind of subtext they're trying to go for here. Yeah. I
Mhm.
wonder.
So, yeah, I wasn't really impressed by that show. Actually, it did come up with some good memes. Like I remember when what was it? The episode where Obi-Wan's inside the underwater space pyramid thing, and
Yeah.
and he sees all the people that are frozen. And I remember like immediately I started making like an Austin Powers meme with like Obi-Wan Kenobi looking around and seeing like Vanilla Ice frozen in whatever. Like I don't know. That show was a little bit silly. Also, like was the Imperial agent in that show, is that the same person that was in Indiana Jones?
Yes.
The one with the mole on her head?
It's the same. I think it's the same lady. Yeah, I want to say it's the same lady. I think her name's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's been in a lot of Disney stuff. I think it's because she's like friends with Kathleen Kennedy, and that's how she got in.
Yeah, because it just seemed really familiar. Because I remember like I saw a couple scenes with her in that, and then I remember some people were watching the Indiana Jones movie. I think that was actually UAR. And I was kind of like hovering around, and it just kind of existed in the
Another piece of
background.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh
another.
man. Oh,
we-
you can see Harrison Jones playing a Slender Man Nazi.
Oh boy, yeah, that
And
is.
then when he starts to move, it's like super haunting.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't look. It is very.
It's creepy.
I don't know. Like, is it better than Luke?
Not really. It's up there though. It's up there because it's Harrison, and like they're making him move in a way that he probably shouldn't move at his age, and trying to like put
Yeah,
that
like-
programming on him.
It's the same thing. Yeah, same thing with Boba Fett. They got Tamara Morrison, who did like Jango Fett, and like okay, yeah, he's again, I love him. He's a great guy, great actor, but he's like 60 years old now.
Just to clarify,
And-
hashtag not my Boba Fett is the official stance of the channel. Boba Fett is not a filthy Kiwi, and never will be. But sorry, Jackler, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's another thing. Interesting thing, because like, okay, yes, they're clones of each other.
Yeah.
But Tamara Morrison plays Jango Fett.
Yeah.
Jango Fett and Boba Fett, at least personality-wise, are very different people. And you
Yep.
could have just gotten a like fit, like buff Polynesian guy to play Boba Fett. Because you could kind of, because even, I think they explain it as like, oh, the like fucking Sarlacc, like sped up his aging or something.
Yeah, I think they did that. Yeah.
Canonically,
Also made him
in
fat.
that time, yeah, because Boba Fett would not be that old. It's only been like a few, like it hasn't even been a year. Like it's just been a few like days, weeks maybe. He's aged like 20 years.
They could have went with like almost the Wolverine approach, and been like 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 Wolverine, your healing is slowed down and you're beginning to age. Oh, Boba Fett, that thing that stopped you from rapidly aging like the rest of the clones, it's beginning to wear out, and now you're beginning to get older now rapidly. And
Yeah.
and then that and then they could solve it, and now he's a little bit older and it's not a problem anymore. But that easily could have been like, why is he old and fat? I don't know, because he's decaying, like. Oh boy, so that was a whole
And they
Thunderhawk.
have this
Holy
whole-
shit.
They have this whole thing of Boba Fett like going on his fucking self-discovery journey where he goes like fucking dances with the Tusken Raiders and shit. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Boba Fett will kill a man for $2.
No, that's Shadow from Final Fantasy III. Right? That's
Well, Shadow is based off of Boba Fett, you see.
yes, very clearly.
Don't fact check that.
No, it's just true. Okay. I
So
think
we have the character assassination of Boba Fett, the character assassination of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's not like
Uh,
Paramount's
it's been
doing that
great
great
for
of a
Star Wars.
job with Star Trek.
Oh no, yeah, Star Trek. Wait,
Because I've heard apparently, so there was Star Trek Picard, which was really shit. But then apparently, and I can't say because I really don't know anything about Star Trek. Apparently, I've heard that the later seasons isn't that bad.
that's mostly true. So there was Paramount made a couple Star Trek shows at one point. They made a show called Star Trek Discovery, which was kind of like almost like a prequel, but like taking off of one of the remakes. So it's kind of confusing as to when and where and what it is. Let's just say continuity wise. And then that show was very heavily The Message. This show is The Message, the show.
Yeah.
And
And it time travels to make the message across all the franchise.
yeah. And the show, like, some people applauded it and some people hated it, and it was just a really divisive show, right? And then they made Star Trek Picard, right? And they announced it, and Patrick Stewart comes out and he goes, "Captain Picard's back. It's great," right? And it wasn't great. And then it happened. And so then the rest of that, I don't know, that show for a bit was just another one of The Message. And then I think somebody must have like been like, "Patrick, you know, this sucks and I don't like being here." And it was like, no, we need you to help us with the show. We need data. Right? And then the last season just suddenly out of nowhere turns into a love letter to people who liked Star Trek back in like the 90s. Just suddenly out of nowhere, it just completely tone shifts, and now it's just it's now like fuck,
like shit. Maybe we shouldn't do this.
Yeah, and then that's the part where it got good, right? Yeah, and where that's that third season where all of a sudden it got good, and then hold on, I'm gonna turn myself into big camera here, bam, and then where it suddenly just bam, it got good. But it was really short-lived because it was like these seasons are like maybe like what 8, 12 episodes, some 10 episodes, and there's a lot of suspense, like because it was not done in an episodic way, it was done in a kind of a serialized way where you have to kind of watch every single episode in order because it's all just one big movie or episode or something like that. But then by the time you get to the end of it, it resolves in this way, and you're all like, yeah, I did like this show in the 90s, and I'm only kind of partially forgetting about the first 2 seasons, as you're like shaking your fist happily, kind of going like, I'm confused. But then Discovery was like, I don't know, Discovery. And then also there was a couple other ones. There was Lower Decks, which was like an animated series, which...
it's not very good as far as I've heard. It's Rick and Morty.
It's Rick and Morty.
It's just Rick and Morty shit.
It's I would say it's Rick and Morty, but it's also kind of like Teen Titans Go, but in the good ways, where it's rich with Easter eggs and kind of background lore. Like if you know, you see it. It's right there. It might not even be part of the episode that like it's not part of the plot or anything, but you see it in the background. You go, that's that. I know what that is. There's a lot of that in that show. And then there was another one. It was like a 3D animated show about a bunch of aliens that like steal Voyager, and then a hologram of Captain Janeway like flies them around, but no one gave a shit, and that show just disappeared, and no one gives a fuck. But then they made a show that was like a prequel to Star Trek, again, just like Discovery, but is also a spin-off of Discovery specifically, while also kind of redoing the original show, but like as if it was season 0 before the original series. So like all these characters that you would recognize are the young versions being introduced and leading, kind of like the J.J. Abrams movie, kind of, but still more like Batman Year One of Star Trek. And that one is Strange New Worlds. And that one, a good portion of it, I was enjoying Strange New Worlds. It seemed like it was like tonally on point. Some of the episodes even seemed like they could have been something right out of like the 60s show, but like done into a much more HD quality level production show. Like, let's go to this planet where there's like a castle of people and people are primitive and they don't know what's going on, and we've got to go defeat the castle guy, right? What are we doing on this weird primitive planet? I don't know, but let's solve it. And then they solve it, and then they go back to the Enterprise, right? Like, that's something that's like
Can I
right.
make like a point for that show?
Yeah, jump on.
Absolutely. So as far as Kirk goes, like the young Kirk that they portray in that show acts like a true version of Kirk.
Yeah, brilliant performance by the guy who's playing Kirk. I feel like he's not doing a Shatner impression or like a Kirk impersonation, like a parody. He's doing something that seems like it's very much respecting the role and doing things right, I would want to say. Like, it does feel like Kirk. I accepted him the moment he came on the screen. I think I was confused because they had his brother on screen first. So when they introduced this Kirk character, you're like, at first it's like, oh, that's Kirk. And it's this kind of like skinny Luigi looking guy. And, and you're like, well, that's not Kirk, right? Like, this guy's got like this funny looking mustache. Who the hell's this? And then it turns out it's Kirk's brother. So he is Kirk, but he's not the one we know. He's his brother. And then the one we know, he comes in later. And yeah, brilliant performance by that guy. I don't know the actors' names very well, obviously, but yeah.
Neither do I, but he did really well with like the whole persona of carrying the character. Like,
It's Spock that drops it for me. It's Spock and Uhura, because they'd really champion Uhura as like a main lead action character sort of thing, and it's like, no, she was the lady that answered the phone. Like that was her job on the Enterprise. She answers the phone and she makes phone calls. That was her job. She's not the action hero. You don't need to send her on the mission to go save the day. That's not what she does. Why is she there? What do you do in show? And then Spock, like, oh, okay, what was the thing with Spock? Spock felt almost too dry, and also it just seemed kind of like, okay, then they made these like short clips, and then there's like a video of like Spock doing a clip show. Yeah, like there's like Spock doing like a, hey everybody watch my slideshow, where he's showing his like wife cheat on him. It's made by the same people. It's not just like, it's made by the same people. And they tried to do it in like the animated series from the 60s style, but it just didn't work because they were blending like the old style and then the new voices, and then they like restyled the characters but tried to keep them in this 60s cell animation kind of thing. So that show's just fucked and can get fucked, to be honest. But I'd like to see more of Strange. Yeah, short treks can get fucked. I'd like to see more Lower Decks, Strange New World, and if it's possible, I would like to see Discovery somehow pull that Picard season 3, and then gracefully walk off stage. Like, not like, and then we never see it again. Fuck that show. Like, I would want to see it go out on a high note, like Deep Space Nine season 7, and then, like, you don't think of all the bad times, you think of all the good times. That's not true. We're human beings. But I would want to see that show go off on a high note where we hold it up high and go, just ignore the first few seasons, just watch this one and it's good. Like, and like, so that way, like, hopefully, can we salvage this man, like with Rico?
Still not that good, to be honest.
I mean, I tortured myself.
I'm just saying, like, if it turns out, like, again, I haven't watched it, like, if the last like season is good, then that's great. But then you gotta kind of accept the fact that those 2 other seasons are kind of shit
and still exist. Yeah, you can't undo them.
I mean, they still exist.
I mean, even
and what they do. Oh my god.
I mean, even the Next Generation still has season 1 and season 2, which aren't very good. There's some like there's some episodes in there that are good, right? But overall, season 1 and season 2 of the Next Generation is terrible. It's all like it's
because work to get the Ferengi.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I really did like that moment in the Lower Decks with the Ferengi, like, oh, the lost prophet, right? Like, Like, I don't know if you know this stuff, kind of Jackler, but like, there's this thing called the Dominion War, right?
I know a little bit. I've seen. Mostly my knowledge comes from I've seen like a little bit of Deep Space Nine. I actually really like Deep Space Nine.
Just into work and the station is shut down. Yay, easy day. Oh, that's pretty good. I had like a half day at work too, Crunk, so that's good. Strange New Worlds was doing well before they got goofy with it. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Like, now that he brings that up. Because Strange New Worlds was good. It was like on tone. It felt right, except for some moments where it was all of a sudden kind of going, we need to insert the message back in. And then they had this musical episode where everybody on the Enterprise is singing in a like it's all like there something is affecting the Enterprise and everybody on board is now part of a musical, and they're all they're not just singing, they're dancing in choreographed dancing, and they have to do it. They have to sing and dance to save the world or something.
It's
and
not just them.
Oh yeah, and it's not just them. Oh fuck me. And it's not just them. Yeah, it's like the whole galaxy, everybody's affected, and there's even like Klingons that come up and they're like rapping, cringe rapping, boy banding. Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah, I think I've seen that clip.
The NSYNC Backstreet Boys, fucking Klingon warriors, and oh man, that. They could have just ignored. They could have just not had them doing that, and the gold armor they wear alone would have already had me just running for the hills. But at least they course corrected the way Klingons look. I'm gonna give credit where it's due. They unfucked them by making them not look like jet marble black lizard things, right? Isn't that what they like? Weren't they like shiny, like they were made out of like jet black stone in that one was that Discovery? And they show the Klingons, and that was terrible. And then they flipped it, and then they gave them hair and stuff, and I think they made them like start speaking English and things, and like they made it a little bit more recognizable. Like, they just they stripped the identity of these things, this like established fucking character, the Klingons, that's been like this it's been this way since the fucking 80s, and it's just like, oh, we need to modernize it. People don't really like people with latex shit on their forehead that makes them look like they've got a receding hairline. Well, that's the way they look, like don't like we're lucky Worf didn't end up looking like that. In Picard season 3, we are absolutely lucky that they didn't have this horrible fucking like latex job over top of Rogel Dorn or whatever his name is, and that they like didn't just make him look like this fucking vampire creature thing from like Blade 2
and put more samurai armor on him.
Yeah. Instead, they made him a samurai ninja monk and just kept him looking like the way he did in the 90s, and that was all right. And I would, you know what? I'll even give him his teleporting power, where he was just able to just camera teleport. The camera looks away. Now he's just behind you and he gets you. I'm fine with that. Because they didn't turn him into like a fertility statue, right? Isn't that what they look like? They look like fertility statues, don't they? Those Klingons from Discovery.
They do not look good.
You know what I mean? Like, those like little fertility dolls that are made out of stone or wood or whatever, and they're like they just look all
like obsidian or
like they looked just fucked. Oh man. Oh, if Discovery gets another season, they could make 40+ minute episodes of Riker grinding Discovery DVDs, then flushing them down a toilet, and it would be better than the rest of it. Yeah, but if he was doing that, though, he would have to have some burnt tomato that he would be putting on all of those DVDs, Crunk, right? Burnt tomato. Right, that's how you make a good pizza. So what are we at now? We're at almost 4. So I'll probably wrap this up in the next, 10, because I need to get some coffee. I'll wrap this up. I'm done. I finished. Everything's cut out. The Thunderhawk's all cut out.
That's the issue with
I finished.
After Dark. It's the issue with After Dark. It goes on for a long time, and it eventually kind of becomes just, we're going to complain about this one thing.
Hey, that's what it is. It's pretty much like a what is that?
To
A
be
blog?
honest, people like that. Like I don't I don't even watch TV shows anymore. I watch people complain about TV shows
Yeah,
for
it's
fun.
it's satisfying to be, in a crowd of people that hate stuff.
To be right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's satisfying to be in a crowd of people that agree with you.
It's become my job now.
It always was.
You're a yes man now.
No, I work in the television industry now, unfortunately.
Oh, do you? You changed jobs again.
Well, that's what every survivor in my center got moved to television.
Oh, there you go. So what do you have to do now? You have to just watch TV all day?
No. I have to talk about television all day.
Oh. Welcome to Movie Phone. If you're wanting to know what movies are playing at your local cinema, press 1. I believe you pressed 4. That's not a correct input. Please press 1 now.
You have pressed 3. A team of deadly assassins has now been sent to your home.
You have pressed the wrong key combination. We have entered the adult section. Subscribe to Skinemax for $29.99 by
Please-
pressing any of the keys.
Please
hang up
insert
the
the
call
security code on the back of your credit card now.
If you would like to purchase Backdoor Sluts 7, press 5.
I am entering your television now. Allow me to reprogram this. Hold on. It is now broadcasting to your neighbors as well. Thank you.
Oh, I think I subscribed. I think I subscribed to the
You
wrong
are now-
Paramount Plus. This isn't. This is the wrong Paramount.
Hold on, I didn't have my glasses. That says Pornhub, not Paramount. Hold on. I didn't have my glasses on.
Star Trek Dick Servery. What is this?
Oh no.
This isn't a Family Guy episode. Hold on.
So are you, Michael? Yeah, I'm Michael. What? Michael Burnham, right? Would obviously would be a man. How come my name's Michael Burnham? What the fuck? Before I go on a giant rant, no, I gotta cut that one off at the roots. No, no.
It's too easy.
And then they fucked up they made Ferengi look all weird in that show, didn't they too? They have a Ferengi on the bridge, and like this Ferengi just looks just weird, just like covered in makeup. It looked all splotchy and shit, and their ears just looked all fucked. Something didn't look right.
Well, a lot of it's just not.
They probably thought they could improve on the job of like the latex the latex masks of the Ferengi that they had in like the 90s and like Deep Space Nine and TNG and like Enterprise and stuff like that. Like they had like a certain like style to it because it was just like a forehead piece and then it went down the cheeks and then it went around the mouth and I think it was open at the chin, right? And then they would cover it with makeup. And I think they thought they could improve on the prosthetic, and they were like, "We're so much more advanced than they were then. We'll just do our own thing." And then they came up with this completely different creature that just doesn't look like the way they looked back then. And like, and that's probably why
What they did to Trill.
or what they did. Yeah. It's kind of like why Quark, the Ferengi in Lower Decks, look way better than the Ferengi in Discovery because even though it was a cartoon, they
Act
way they act. And they act the way they act. They deliberately made them look like they were from the 90s show. Then Discovery was like, let's reinvent the wheel. And, I heard Captain Pike's show is good, but I don't believe it. Well, Strange New Worlds, Davey, I would want to say it's good overall. Like, if you were to just, I would just say if I had to pick it, from amongst the new batch of shit, I'd pick it up. There are whole episodes of it that aren't good. And there are some characters that are just insufferable. Maybe they get better. Maybe they pilot the ship. Maybe. But, like, there are some characters that are just insufferable, and maybe they pilot the ship, and their name is Ortego Montega, and prepare to die. But the overall, I would say it's very much, it's taking the original series and then modernizing it, but not like how Next Generation took the original series and then like 90s-ified it, like, well, 80s-ified it really, and then 90s-ified it. This one, it's like doing the original series in a way that for a good portion of it is fairly respectable. A lot of it looks like the original series. The costumes look pretty good. The sets look all right. There's a little bit going on with bright lights in the background. Like, we don't need all those lights, do we? I don't think we need all that. JJ, you fucked it. You fucked it, JJ. And yeah, I think I've lost my wind for it. I'm all petered out. We got any last words? We got any last words before we kill the stream?
Lower Decks is good. Let's say out of the cartoons.
I'll skip the Doctor episode of Discovery. Saturday Night Live. Oh no, Strange New Worlds. SNL. I read that as SNL. Strange New Worlds is mostly worth it, Davey. You just need to skip one episode the moment they start singing. Yeah. If you just skip the musical episode, I mean, if you really like musicals, I mean, sit through it. But if you just kind of skip that and then the Uhura episode, you're pretty good. You're pretty smooth sailing, and it will feel like the HD up-vamped original series. I actually go watch Discovery. Not Discovery. Strange New Worlds. Don't do it. Don't watch Discovery. No. Stop.
You heard it here first.
Turn it off.
Okay.
Cancel your Paramount Plus.
Space Marine loves.
Dick Servery.
Discovery is the best piece of Star Trek media to come out in years, according to Slathe the Space Marine.
Don't let your kids watch it.
He loves this show.
Right.
All right, I think it's that. I got to make one last joke. I'll see you guys then.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap the stream. I'm gonna get some coffee, and then I'm probably gonna go retire to some chat in Valhalla. So, all right, it's been a good one. Thank you for joining me, Jackler. Thank you for joining me, AR. Thank you for joining me. Shit, I didn't even. Who was that? Who was the other guy?
I think it was Dextrello.
Dextrello. Thank you for joining me.
It was Dex something. You know who you are.
Yeah, Big Deck. All right, so let's. I'll
Big Lower Decks.
Big Lower Decks. All right, so I guess I'll do the wrap up thing. So I guess I play the video then. Right? I guess this one's special because I guess it also has. Now I'm talking over the outro. Like, so like, there's an outro, but I'm still kind of talking, so it's kind of weird, right? Like, it's probably a little bit surreal. Like, you're probably sitting there being like, is the show over? Is it done? Is he still talking? Like, am I still